Nothing's gonna keep us from. Nothing's gonna keep us from learning the ropes.
What up, y'all? It's your boy MJ DePlessis here on Cold TV with Learning the Ropes. Thank you for joining us tonight as we have a great episode talking about our 13 favorite gimmick match types. I've got two special guests tonight. We will have a third later on. Christytina and Pat, how are you two doing?
I'm so excited to be here.
Good.
I'm doing good. I got the last minute flair and I decided to hop on, but yeah, man, I'm ready to do this. This one's gonna be interesting because full disclosure, Chrissy asked me about this yesterday, like needing help with suggestions and stuff. And I asked her, so it's favorite gimmick matches, right? She's like, yes. I was like just the type of match or like specific ones? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I was like, you might want to find that one out.
Yep, and she did. And yes.
I made a list for both just in case.
Being your due diligence. Which
I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Facts, always. With that being said, before we get on to our list, a little plug-a-palooza, because I do want to do, Jeremy, the due diligence on that. We have the latest episode, PW60, on. We have your latest episode of I'm Your Huckleberry, The Journey. And we have their W Rumble at the River. And actually, Jeremy has a little video with a one Matt Cardona that he wants me to play.
I hope your DoorDash is lukewarm at best tonight, Cardona.
That's an insult, right?
I fucking went there.
Hey!
Pounding away at the head of Cardona. Oh no.
Having a seat in someone's lap in the front row. Never know what you're going to get when you buy a front row seat to a GCW.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, shit.
Oh, DoorDash come.
Having Cardona fall into your lap is hilarious.
I mean, worse things could happen, honestly.
Very true,
I mean,
especially at a GCW event.
I mean, personally, I would have liked it to have been Chelsea Green, but I mean, Cardona's cool too.
I mean, like, that's Chelsea's Saturday night, if we're going to be completely honest. We just got an inside peek, and that's all it is. He was being thorough.
That's fair.
Cardona makes sure that ticket was worth it. And honestly, I applaud him.
Yeah. That was funny. I wasn't expecting that Chelsea Green comment. I was not expecting a Saturday comment. That was funny. All right. So before we get on to our lists, I will ask y'all. We're talking about gimmick matches as a whole. Ask Chrissy, what makes a gimmick match so important of gimmick matches as a whole to pro wrestling?
Wrestling is athletic theater. That's what it's always been. And you need to put your characters in different situations in order to see how they would thrive for the sake of interest. There's only but so much you can watch two men go inside of a proverbial squared circle every week and do the same moves over and over and over again before you eventually start to get burnt out. So you change the scenery, you change the colors, you change the players, you add, you subtract, you take away, and you pique interest. There were times where I was really dead on wrestling, kind of, had a lackluster feel for it. And then I overheard something of a Firefly Funhouse match or a War Games match or a first ever Iron Woman match. And those pique interests, those moments make you pay attention. So if you work a gimmick match incredibly well, it could end up in the history books when people mention their Mount Rushmores.
Facts. Pat?
I think it's just like to break up the monotony. Regular wrestling, even if you include tag team wrestling, like eventually it's, same soup, different ingredients type of thing. You're still getting to the same place at some point, just changing around the players and things like that, like Chrissy mentioned. I think the importance of a gimmick match for me personally is when it comes to a gimmick match, for me, there still needs to be wrestling involved. Oh, dear God.
Dad Hat, really? We're going to just cause havoc right away?
I'm gonna,
Hi, Dad Hat.
Hello, Dad Hat. Yeah, there still needs to be wrestling involved. If it just goes straight into nothing but the gimmick, then for me, it stops being a gimmick match and it starts just being a novelty act. But yeah, like just the innovation of gimmick matches from, the early days of things. And I'm sure we'll get into some of those conversations and things like that to where things are now. Just to see what people come up with, because we've seen not only like in new match types themselves, but people innovating the match types that they're given, as the Hardys did with the ladder matches and so on and so forth. And I'm not going to give too much away because again, we're going to get into all that. But yeah, it has to be something that catches the audience's attention. Because if it's boring, then you have a boring gimmick match, and that's almost worse than having a regular boring wrestling match because the gimmick is supposed to add intrigue, and if it doesn't, well, there you go.
Very much facts, actually. Never thought about that, but yes, very much facts. So let's start with Chrissy. What is your 13th favorite gimmick match type?
So the reason why it's 13 is because it only ever happened once. It can only ever happen once. It was the Firefly Funhouse match for COVID Mania. It was so ridiculously well done to the point where there now is a Halloween Horror Nights Bray Wyatt inspired Funhouse. That much of an impact has been made by Wyndham, and it's been absolutely so hard to follow. But the Wyatt Six have been doing an incredible job. But the act that they had to follow was tough, and this is such a pinnacle of an example of what that was, to the point where they made me re-interested in John Cena. And John Cena burnout is real. We've all been through it at least once, whether or not you want to admit it.
Yeah.
But man, 1980s pumping iron commercial John Cena with zebra pants wearing Bray Wyatt was amazing. Amazing.
He did the Muscle Man dance.
Yeah. And it was such a candle in the wind, and it can literally only ever happen once. And it was such a gem, and that's why it's my 13.
You see, I try to forget as much 2020 WWE television, and this isn't on my list because I block out that whole fucking era of WWE TV.
It was like the only good thing to happen in 2020. The Firefly Funhouse match and Roman becoming the tribal chief. It's the only good things that happened in WWE in 2020.
Yeah. But yeah.
Everything else was just the Thanos snap.
I mean, if you want to be technical, Edge came back in 2020, but that was before COVID. So that was like in the before times. We don't count that.
No. Pat, what is your 13th?
My 13th is also a one-off. It was a match that only happened once and can only happen once. And I love this match so much because it is based solely on audience participation, it is the Invisible Man versus the Invisible Stan at Joey Janela's WrestleMania weekend event. And that match, again, it is shout out to Bryce Rensburg for being an incredible referee, from putting on the gloves to checking cuts to the table spot to the fall from the balcony spot. But that match is solely audience participation. And it is such a testament as to when people make the joke about the rabid wrestling fan, those are rabid wrestling fans, because there was nothing happening, but to them, everything was happening, and it was so good. If you have not watched this match, people, go just YouTube Invisible Man versus Invisible Stan, and it's 15 minutes or so of just a good time.
Yeah. Funny story about this. I was at a friend's house, and he was like, "You're really into pro wrestling. You showed me something like an intro." So I showed him that whole event, forgetting that match happened. And we got to that match, and he was like, "The fuck are you showing me right now?" He was so confused. And he like wanted to leave. He's like, "Fuck are you?" No.
That's one of those things that, like, whenever I talk to someone who doesn't watch wrestling and I'm having to explain things to them, I have to almost bring up the fact that there are just sometimes that you have to suspend disbelief.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's not realistic. It's not supposed to be. As Chrissy said earlier, it's theater. Like, just enjoy it for what it is, man. Don't ask questions, because the more questions you ask, the more it's not going to make sense, and it's just going to ruin the experience. Just enjoy it.
Facts. So my 13 is the lumberjack match.
Huh.
I love lumberjack matches a lot. Most notably, and this is a match I recently just watched on Peacock, and it's an episode September 9th, 2004. And you two will love this, and one of the reasons I want to bring this match up, it's Kurt Angle versus Eddie Guerrero in like a 16-minute lumberjack match.
Yeah.
And
I remember this match.
So perfectly done, between the wrestlers interfering and Eddie winning by doing Eddie shit. And this is like Kurt Angle like doing the like he's like just off of the like GM thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so
when he had the French flag on the back of his wheelchair.
Yes.
And what was his bodyguard?
Luther Reigns.
Luther Reigns. That's who
Oh
it
my
was.
God.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember he became general manager because the Big Show choke slammed him off of this giant fall thing, and then they just show Kurt Angle laying there with his leg like. Wrestling is great.
Yeah, and that was like the disband of like the giant faction that like Kurt Angle had. It was like Luther Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Nathan Jones.
Oh yeah,
Angle. Yeah. Salute to Nathan Jones.
Shout out Nathan Jones, man.
He's doing good acting. And
Where?
he's like an extra in a lot of good like action movies.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah, he's legit in a bunch of movies. I saw
He's playing Shao Kahn in the new Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, cool. Good for him. That is good for him.
He's in another movie that's about to come out or just came out, and commercial played it for it in our living room, and I was like, "It's fucking Nathan Jones on my TV." And my parents were like, "Who?" I was like, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah. He was in both of the Mad Max movies. I know that, in Mad Max and then Furiosa. He was in one of the straight to DVD Never Back Downs as well.
Yeah. It was the Mad Max movie. My dad was watching the Mad Max movie, and I was like, "Fuck is Nathan Jones doing on my television?"
Yeah.
It's like a canon event.
Yeah.
It's like if you didn't know already and you just happened to catch that random shot of John Cena and Ready to Rumble, you're like, is that fucking John Cena?
Oh my God.
Another notable one that I love to watch is, because it shouldn't have worked, because two different styles. Cena versus Sabu. Vengeance 2006 with the
Oh,
Extremists
yeah.
and the Raw, like anti-ECW guys.
Oh my god, yeah, that was a thing that happened.
Yeah,
I forgot, like, Sabu for a minute had a little bit of a mini feud with Cena. I forgot about
yes,
that.
because they wrestled there and they wrestled at that WWE versus ECW event on USA.
Yeah. Which one did Sabu hit him through the announce table with a leg drop?
The WWE versus ECW event on USA.
USA,
That's
that's
what
what
it
I
was,
thought it was too.
Yeah,
I was very surprised that Cena agreed to take that spot. I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
I'm talking to you like agree to like work Sabu because like especially Super Cena in 0506 like I ain't gonna
I
risk
don't
it.
know. Like, I have this conspiracy theory that like Vince came up to him backstage. He's like, okay, you're gonna wrestle Sabu. And he's like, no. And he's like, okay, it's either Sabu or it's New Jack. He's like, Sabu's cool.
Sabu was actually my idea, actually.
My favorite, you know, New Jack almost did a angle with Cena.
I heard.
Oh my
I
God.
remember seeing. I think like
Chrissy,
Simon
do you
Miller
know
and
the
What
story?
Culture covered that.
Chrissy, you know the story?
No.
I know this.
So, okay, we're going on tangent because this is my favorite thing in the world. So, they did a storyline in 04 where Carlito and Cena are in a feud. And Cena gets stabbed in a Boston club.
Nightclub.
Yeah. Like, this is when they were doing the thug Cena, like, really hype.
Doctor of Thugonomics.
And they were trying to figure out who it was. Behind the scenes, they were in talks with New Jack coming in and being the guy and being Carlito's like henchman.
His heater. Yeah.
Yeah, but New Jack had a beef, like an online real life beef with the Dudleys, and they were like, no, wait, you're not bringing him in here because like they like New Jack hated Bubba Ray and Devon. They diss him on the WWE original CD. Also,
That's so incredibly specific.
yeah, they Devon takes a shot at New Jack on that CD on their song.
That would not have ended well at all.
It's
And
like
At
so-
all.
Yeah. And then they decided to not use New Jack and they brought in Jesus instead.
yeah,
with his-
Jesus Aguilera,
Yeah.
who was
his
there for
jer-
just that storyline, got fired, and then worked the last time. Like the only other big thing he ever did was Wrestling Society X.
Whoa, wow. The resume is wild.
God, I remember that show. That was the first time I ever saw Seth Rollins. Well,
I was going to say
Tyler Black. That was also the first time I ever like vividly remember seeing The Amazing Red. And then he went to TNA, and I was like, "Hey, I know that guy."
My number 12 is Loser Leaf Towns matches. Mostly known for like territory days when like guys want to go to different territories and they're going to leave for 6 months to a year, but also a great Loser Leaf Towns match for the newer generation who watch this. I think it's the second or third episode of Monday Night Raw ever, and it's Ric Flair versus Mr. Perfect. They quickly do this feud so Ric Flair can leave to WCW.
They also did one with Jericho where he loses and goes out like kicking and screaming and has to be carried out by security. And I remember him saying in an interview that like a bunch of people were like, "Oh, you buried Jericho." Like he's like, "No, I wanted to go out that way.
So
I wanted it to look like I didn't want to leave." He was going off to, I think he was going off to tour with Fozzy at the time.
He was touring. That was their second. That was 05. It was a Monday Night Raw with Cena, and Bischoff had to fire him. And he was like, "No, I was on tour. We were doing music." But yeah, that's also a great match because that was that weird Cena feuding with Jericho and Christian.
Oh yeah.
Well, Bischoff was trying to put everyone in front of him.
Yeah.
Chrissy, what is your number 12?
So my number 12 is solely like a personal choice. Like this isn't a quality thing at all. This is just for me. It's the Inferno match highly dangerous. Very not. I wouldn't suggest doing it often. Like you don't do it often for reasons. Like insane that this was even a thing that happened, but it has multiple times. And the reason why it knocks me so much is because it was, I think, what was it? I wrote the note down. Unforgiven 98. And I really wanted to watch it, but I was on a curfew. So I asked my mom if she could record it for me. And she started it. And then she saw the Inferno match. And then she erased the tape because it was too violent. And I never forgave her.
That's a good pay-per-view as a whole, too.
It really, yeah, and I didn't know about it until like DVD era. So because it affected my childhood, the Inferno match, specifically that one.
That's fair. I mean,
it's like, and you can't do that match nowadays because like no one has a gimmick like Kane, and like that gimmick.
No one's just like a fire throwing demon.
Yeah, like that match really only happens when you have a psychopath like Kane.
I mean, we do have Demonito in AAA, and I do think Demonito would have a good shot at just like summoning like fire creatures.
I think it would be funny if like they did a Demonito Inferno match and it's just candles around the ring.
Demonito versus the Iguana in an Inferno match needs to happen.
And it's just a book of matches and just people just trying to light them on fire.
Have y'all ever heard of that meme that it's like remake a movie with only one actor being human and
everyone else is a puppet?
Yeah.
Just give me a WrestleMania style match of the Iguana and Demonito. Audience and everybody are puppets, and the only real person is the ref.
That sounds like the most GCW thing ever, and I now need Brett Lauderdale to book this.
Oh my god.
That's great.
Fucking goddamn. Matt, what's your number 12?
So my number 12 is kind of weird because it's not necessarily a gimmick match type, but I consider it a gimmick. It's any match with Yoshishiko. For those of you who don't know, and Christy seems a tad bit confused, in Japanese DDT Pro Wrestling, Yoshishiko is a Japanese sex doll that competes in wrestling matches.
Oh my god.
Hold on. And before anybody's like, how does that work? It's because they give her, it's a her, I think technically.
It's a her.
They give her opponents like Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Kip Sabian, Colt Cabana, who Kota Ibushi gave himself multiple Canadian destroyers.
With a sex doll.
With a sex doll that he just like, he was literally just doing backflips in the ring, just giving himself spots and bumps. And it's hilarious because Japanese wrestling, especially Japanese fans, it's such a different style of wrestling. It's quiet. Whenever they do something cool, you'll get a clap or two or like that. So it's just deadpan silence of people taking this completely 100% serious, but it's really fucking not. Kip Sabian lost to Yoshishiko by submission.
Yeah. DDT's a funny company. DDT's a wild company.
Yeah, and so...
Sorry. Go.
No, you're good. You're good. What is the name of their like hardcore championship?
Oh, I don't know, but the one they give to like inanimate objects?
Yes, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Because they also have the giant panda.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's a giant inflatable panda who is completely undefeated except for one match that he lost against a giant inflatable Vader.
I thought that these were all like joke videos that I saw on the internet. I didn't realize that this was like a serious thing.
No, it's in a real
that like actually existed.
It's wrestling on acid.
Yep, and it's the Iron Man heavy metalweight championship.
That's
and
what
they
it
give
is.
this belt to literally not anyone, but anything.
Yeah. Anything that can score a pinfall or submission.
That sounds really ominous.
It's, yeah, no, it's wild. Let's talk about a Christmas tree, an apple, a pair of chopsticks, a bus, a pork bun, the Akihiro, the inflatable love doll, the sibling of Yokoshiko, who is a rig doll.
Yeah.
Two different steel chairs. Yeah, no, DDT's crazy.
Yeah. I think the only thing that like can almost match DDT Pro in terms of like just off the wall bizarre shit is Hustle. I don't know if anybody watches Hustle, and if nobody has, with no context, go to YouTube and just enter Hustle the Great Muda storyline.
Oh, the egg.
With Monster Bono. Yes.
That nightmare.
Yes. It's, first of all, just, you know what, I'm going to spoil it because Chrissy looks so confused. So in Hustle, there was a wrestler by the name of Ryoge. Yep, that was his name. And it's exactly what you think it is. He was in a feud with, what was her name? I can't remember her name, but I know that her nickname, like her gimmick, was the Erotic Terrorist.
Yeah.
Yes. And so to support Ryoge, he brought in a heater, and he brings in the Great Muda, who shows up to the ring shows up to his entrance
Yingling.
Dressed as like a giant, Yingling, the Erotic Terrorist. That was her name. Yeah. So Ryoge, who also, side note, also had a tag team partner that was named Haige. Yes. Recruited the Great Muda, who showed up to the ring dressed as a giant alien warlord, just because he could. And then proceeded to spray black mist into Yingling's crotch.
Yeah.
She gave birth to a giant egg that was like just kept in a glass jar or whatever. Yeah. And then it hatched into Monster Bono, who was played by Aki Bono. For the American audience, do you remember the Big Show sumo match?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. His opponent was Aki Bono, and he was a giant sumo baby whose parents were Yingling, the Erotic Terrorist, and the Great Muda, who also debuted at that show where Aki Bono hatched and came through the floor dressed as a pirate captain, a skull pirate captain. And as I said in my last entry, wrestling is great.
I'm so overstimulated. It's like not even a joke. Wow.
Yes. And this is why I think it's so funny when people are like, I don't understand how people take WWE seriously. You should watch Japanese wrestling. I was like, really? Oh, we're going to go there? Okay, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Independent Japanese wrestling is wild. They give no fucks.
Yes, they do. So that was my quick rant. But yeah, Yoshishiko, shout out to you.
What number was that, by the way?
12.
That was 12.
Okay.
So we're going to be here 6 hours.
Chrissy, what is your 12? Or did you get?
She did her 12.
I did.
Hers is the Inferno
This is my
match.
11. This is my 11.
Yeah, you're 11. Yeah.
Okay. My 11, only because it's made a lot of really amazing memories. Just not all of them are my personal favorites, but I do respect the importance of the memories made in this particular type of match, and that's the Elimination Chamber. Not even originally a product of WWE. I believe, wasn't it a WCW contraption? Like, was that not it, or was it?
No,
you're thinking of War Games.
No, is it War Games?
Yeah.
War Games is the
Or
2
was
rings, 1
it-
cage. Elimination Chamber was created. Technically, they say it was designed and invented by Bischoff, but it was in WWE.
Okay, got it. So it was Bischoff. That's where I got the WCW connection from. But yeah, like just I don't know, like some of my I remember specifically HBK winning Elimination Chamber in those brown
The
ring
off-brown.
tights that
Yeah,
he
the beer brown.
hated.
Yeah.
And it's just those like pivotal memories. Like it's the beginning of Kofi Mania technically starting at an Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Through an unfortunate injury and an amazing showing at Elimination Chamber, we got one of the best WrestleMania moments ever. And I got to be there for that one. And that one was, I sobbed openly. And it was valid. Montez Ford in the Elimination Chamber, and everyone almost being certain that he was going to get a singles push because of how good that Elimination Chamber performance was, and them never capitalizing on it because they never do. But that Elimination Chamber performance is what made people just highly aware of what everyone from NXT already knew, is that Montez Ford is a fucking star. Bianca Belair has had amazing showings at Elimination Chamber. Bray Wyatt's win was a huge win. HBK's win in 2002, Edge's win in 2011. Like, it's a really good match stipulation.
Yeah.
I mean, no spoilers, but it's a lot higher on my list.
I figured.
Yeah, it's also high on my list too. Pat, what is your number 11?
So my number 11, it's kind of weird because technically there's only been one, but that's just by like in name alone, because there's been two. But just to give the name credence, it's the I believe it's called, hold on, let me make sure I get the name right. Hold on. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the Iron Circle match. So there were technically two. The first one was Ken Shamrock versus Steve Blackman. Yep. It's technically a parking lot brawl, but they're surrounded by cars.
Yes.
And while that one was the only one that was officially labeled as the Iron Circle, there was another one, which is why it's my favorite, because it's John Cena versus Eddie Guerrero.
See, yeah, and they call it the parking lot brawl.
Yes, but it's the same thing. It's the Iron Circle. They're fighting in a circle of cars.
Yeah,
and that I love that. I love that John Cena is just in his like he's still in his jersey and shorts and has like
bright Urlacher's blue Bears jersey.
Yep, and he's got like what looks like mechanics gloves on and everything like that. Like it's dumb, but when you have two people, and I'm not dissing Shamrock and Blackman because they put on a hell of a match. I believe that one was at a Fully Loaded.
Yes.
A Fully Loaded 98? Yeah. Like they were fully competent and fully capable of putting on a good match, and they did. I just, for my era, my age, my preferences and things like that. Again, if the Eddie Guerrero LWO hat wasn't a giveaway, yeah.
Just try to steal from you.
No, you got to go through that one because she's who got it for me. That's one of those things that, again, like as I said when we were talking, like there's still wrestling involved, but for me, it's like anything that these guys do aside from a punch or a kick is gonna hurt a lot. Like coming from someone who you just bump a car the wrong way. You catch it with a shin or a knee or an elbow. Like you're on the ground.
I've done it in my wheelchair. So it sucks.
Yeah. So just it was only technically two matches, but they were both really good matches and they just stick out to me in my mind for whatever reason, but they do. So that's my number 10, 11. Got it.
My number 11 is the Iron Man match. And for a lot of people, this would be a lot higher. And when I talk about Iron Man matches, I'm going to let people know that one at Mania that everyone holds a higher regard to.
That match is ass.
Boring as fuck.
Yep. We're talking about Sean Brett.
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm just surprised.
Oh,
That match, Shawn Michaels is in my top 2 favorite wrestlers. That match is boring as shit. It is 60 minutes of nothing, and then it doesn't get good. You could literally skip that entire match and just go to the overtime, and you'd be fine. I get it. The boyhood dream, blah, blah, yada, yada. The match itself is terrible. Sorry. Well, it's not a terrible worked match. It's just an incredibly boring 60 minutes.
For my type of wrestling, yeah, not my thing. But great Iron Man match. Bound for Glory 2005, AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels. Phenomenal what these two do every time they got in the ring together. And I think that is an underrated match in their feuds.
There was
they had in the TNA era.
Yeah. There was a 30-minute one on SmackDown between Brock and Angle that was incredible.
Yes.
There was a 30-minute Iron Man on just random weekly, like in the beginning of AEW with Omega and Pac, sorry, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, that one just, okay, guys, we're just starting out. We need to make something good. Kid Omega's like, I got an idea.
Yes, phenomenal. And then one for the old school heads that I don't think people really talk about, WCW's Beach Blast. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Rick Rude.
Ooh.
Is well done. It goes they go an hour, and it's legit some of the most high-paced, like a mixture of like territory, like slow wrestling, and then like that fast-paced Japanese style that is just really good. But yes, that is my number 11. And my number 10 is the casket match.
Ooh.
I think what they were able to do with that match and the Undertaker gimmick, adding a level to his gimmick with that match, phenomenal. I think any one of those casket matches, there isn't one that's like, in my opinion, bad. Maybe the Giant Gonzalez one, but like I watch the Kamala one all the time, and I also watch the Ultimate Warrior one quite often, and even the one with him and Kate.
That one's good. The one with Henry wasn't great, with Mark Henry. But
Yeah, WrestleMania 22 is like mediocre, but it's not like a dud.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that is my 10. Pat, what is your 10?
Who's my number 10? I'm sorry, my brain is still scrambled. Scrolling. Oh, so this kind of goes into what Chris was talking about earlier, but I just made it a broad category. Cinematic matches. Just including the Firefly Funhouse, the very first Ultimate Deletion. I mean, technically the Wyatt Compound one with Orton wasn't great, but I like to see how people use their creativity, because I vividly remember when the final Deletion came out and people just being like, what is happening? What is this? Like, where are we going in wrestling these days? And then COVID hit and everybody was like, gimmick matches, let's go. And we got so many different cinematic matches, from the Funhouse to the Boneyard match to the, what was the Ciampa and Gargano one? They had it in NXT. It was like the one.
Oh, were they the halftime show for one of those?
No, they had like a gimmick match. It was like supposed to be their final match ever, but I think it was called One Final Beat. I genuinely do.
I gotta look it up.
Gargano.
I think that's what everyone's doing.
Cinematic match.
incredibly thorough.
My bad. Okay.
The way y'all talk to each other is hilarious.
We're best friends. It's just what we do.
Oh, I'm the same way. with my
Yeah,
best friend.
it's called The One Final Beat from April 8th, 2020.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Again,
So this is
I legit walked out everything for that year.
yes.
And that was us still thinking that like, oh, like if we just stay in the house for like 2 weeks, we'll be fine. That was still like high hopes.
Yeah. So I didn't think to break it down into just one. If it were just one, it would be the Funhouse. But just again, I like to see the creativity that people come with and like the random obscure things that happen. Everything that the Funhouse match was, I still can't believe WWE let it happen. Jeff Hardy getting shot with fireworks in the final deletion. Also, the ending of the final deletion is terrible. Jeff Hardy is on a ladder, gonna jump onto Matt. Matt's just laying in the dirt. And he gets shot with a firework and falls, and that's it. The end of the match. I'm like, what happened? What do you mean? What are we doing?
Anytime they do anything at the Hardy compound, I'm always wondering, okay, which one of the Omega wrestlers are we gonna see just make a weird ass appearance? Because I'm sorry, but seeing Gregory Helms for the first time in like 6 years, just like, okay, Gregory, where have you been? Or even like Shannon Moore. It's like,
I do personally appreciate the usage of the kids as of late in anything in the Hardy compound.
The kids are some of my favorite parts of those matches.
We're a big Gothic baby stan at this house.
Yeah.
I think it was, I don't remember. It was one match that like somebody is like starting to walk up to the Hardy compound and Max just rides in on like his little Jeep and he just looks at him and drives away and he's like,
yeah,
guess I got to follow him.
That was with the system.
That's what it was.
Yeah, because he looked at Brian Myers and he was like, "Who the fuck are you?" Which I would do if I saw Brian Myers also.
Shout out to the Hardys, man. Like,
oh my God.
Like Jeff is Jeff, and I'll leave it at that. But just Matt and his entire family is hilarious.
Yes. It's also hilarious that him and Matt and his wife, do this whole "are we going to break, are we going to divorce" situation on social media.
Listen, at this point, they're both way, way too famous to care about any of it. They're way too rich for all of this. Either way, they'll be fine.
So yeah, that was my number 10.
Chrissy, what is your number 10?
My number 10 is Money in the Bank. Only because Money in the Bank should have stayed as like
a match.
Yeah, like a match stip, not like a pay-per-view with it as the main event, just a match stip. It should have been Mania to Mania.
Yeah.
That's what it always was. And I don't like change. And man, just so many good moments with Money in the Bank. Punk's wins and Money in the Bank. Ziggler's win to probably one of the biggest cash-in pops I've ever heard in my life. Seth Rollins and being allowed to do the heist of the century at that Mania. Like, Money in the Bank has caused so many amazing moments. And then there's the Damian Sandow's not getting used properly. There's the Austin Theories.
Oh yeah.
There's
the Austin Theory Money in the Bank win is how I got started on TikTok.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So yeah, like there's a lot of good payout from Money in the Bank, but there's also a lot of bad like follow-ups.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't even out as much for me as some of the higher ones do.
And then you have some guys who do phenomenal during the match but can't win the match, like Shelton Benjamin. Because why the fuck?
Oh my God! Don't even get me. Oh my God!
What he can do on a ladder is fucking incredible. I know.
No arguments there.
Can anyone explain to me just the curse, especially with WWE, of just having like the most high flyingest motherfuckers on the payroll, and then like the ground wrestler is who wins the ladder based match, like
I
9 times out of 10?
I can explain the curse because 9 times out of 10, the high flying wrestler has colored skin.
I hate it. I hate
Benjamin, Ricochet, Ali, like
just oh my god, it's painful. It hurts so much, but man, when it's good, it's great. Those Punk wins, that edge cash in was oh my god, just when it's good,
That
it's so
expression
good.
is amazing. And when I think of Elimination Chamber, that's legit the first thing that comes to my mind.
Mhm.
I remember watching Edge's the first cash in when he cashed in New Year's Revolution, and it never clicked in my mind that like that was the possibility to cash in at the end of the match after. And Cena went through a war in the match before.
Yeah.
And I remember as a child, like watching that, like being genuinely upset at Edge. Like, no, he can't. No, that can't happen. He can't do that. And he did. And he beat Cena. And I was very upset that night. I still love Edge. Edge is one of my favorites, but still.
I'm actually wearing his rated R AEW return shirt because we're on theme.
Chrissy, what is your 9?
My 9. This is personal for me because man, this young me hated him so much. It was the I Quit match between The Rock and Mankind at the 99 Rumble, where they piped in the I Quit audio into the microphone from a previous promo that Mankind had cut in like one of the many 80 fucking boiler rooms that the arena that they were in had that night for some fucking reason. And I was livid when I found out that Dwayne Johnson fucking piped in crowd noise into the mic.
He also
oh my god.
beat the shit out of Mick Foley.
Oh yeah, also that was the night that he almost died with like 28 chair shots when he was only supposed to take 3.
Yeah.
In front of his children.
And his wife.
Yeah. And see, that's why I can never watch that movie, because as a kid, I watched Beyond the Mat all the time. And that documentary has fucked up that match for me.
And I'm
watching Noelle cry is not fun.
And I'm going to use my Tony Storm Mariah May card to make a point that the book that Mankind wrote, I think it was Have a Nice Day, was like a little bit after that. And the fact that he wrote that everyone and their mother came to check in on him except fucking Dwayne, I will never forgive him. I hated The Rock before the TKO deal, before he went Major Hollywood, before he was Black Adam, and it was because of that damn I Quit match.
Understandable. See, I don't read books. I never knew that actually happened.
No, everyone else but him checked in.
Vince, Shane, everyone went to check.
I think Vince rode with him in the ambulance.
Yes, I knew that part.
Yeah, everyone went, but The Rock didn't. He said that he apologized like days later.
Of course he did. Of course he waited. Jackass. I also don't like Dwayne Johnson.
I don't either. I have a bone to pick with a particular content creator about his affinity for Dwayne Johnson. I'm not going to get into that.
I thought I was going to get Dwayne Johnson at the WrestleMania that I decided to fly across country for, and I got Travis Scott instead. I will never forgive him for making me non-consensually pay for a Travis Scott and a Mania that ended at 7:30.
And then Travis Scott ghosted the company.
He bitch slapped the company so hard that Cena turned back face. That's how badly Travis Scott fucked over WWE. He bitch smacked him back to his original storyline. Like, that's how bad it was. And now we all have to pretend like it's okay that
No,
we're just
fuck
back here
you.
again.
No, we do not have to pretend.
We all just gotta swallow
That-
this fucking corporate shit.
You mean to tell me you have been shitting on the entire audience for the past 7 months,
And now
calling out children about don't cheer for me, you look stupid wearing my merch, and then came back to, I just did it because I thought you guys were going to forget me. No, fuck you, Jonathan Felix Anthony Cena.
Fucking
Can't stand you.
believe the children are the future. Jesus fucking Christ.
I didn't even watch SmackDown that night, but then I heard Cena cut a promo and he's face again. I was like, what do you mean he's face again?
And
What the fuck happened?
The way that I was certain that I'm like, you know what, God, the only thing that would make sense is if he played like he was turning face and then just went more heel. Okay, that would slightly make this a little bit more of a payoff. Nope, they just completely wiped it all and then blamed it on Ron Killings. And now we're just back in the fucking Narnia lands and like no one's asking questions. Like, it's very confusing.
they put the tool from Men in Black in front of everyone.
the
You all can
neuralizer?
forget.
Yeah, no, I wasn't there that day. I skipped class, so I remember. Fuck that. Terrible. God, I'm so angry about that. I'm so angry about that. Damn it.
Oh, fucking phenomenal.
Oh my God.
Pat, what's your number 9, by the way?
Mask versus mask matches. I grew up in El Paso, and Saturday morning Sábado Gigante was very big in my house because we didn't have fucking cable for the first like 2 years. And just random lucha libre would be on Saturdays, and I didn't speak much Spanish, so I didn't know what they were talking about, but the matches were good. And when they would announce it, my father or my mother or my grandfather, whoever was there, they would tell me, oh, it's a mask versus mask match. And just the mask being so deep rooted in lucha libre and it being such a special thing, all the way back to, El Santo, like, that when it comes to something like that it's extremely important. And those are matches that, like, it adds an extra layer to the match. Like, these guys aren't just competing to win. They're competing basically for their livelihood. Because back in the day, it's a lot different now, but back in the day, if you lost a match, you basically just stopped wrestling because people knew who you were. Like, it was very rare for someone to come out with a new gimmick unless they, like, went away for a while and came back with a different mask on. But they very rarely, I think one of the first people to ever do it was Eddie, like, who lost his mask and then came out and he's like, nope, I'm just going to be Eddie Guerrero, which, shout out to Eddie. And then WCW kind of bastardized it when they made everyone take off their fucking mask. I'll never forgive WCW for that. For Hoovy, Psychosis, Ray.
Yeah.
Just made me so angry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like mask versus mask matches. They're fun. Especially because they're like 99 times out of 100 cruiserweights. And I like flippy shit. So, yeah. Sorry, Stone Cold. I like flippy shit matches. Sue me.
God. My number 9 is the Feast or Fired matches. I know these get a lot of hate.
Okay, I'm sorry. Please continue.
I always found them entertaining. Just for the stupidity of them. I think that's why. Because it's like, okay, the motherfuckers are all going to get a briefcase, and you get a championship match, fired,
And something random. One time it was like a lap dance. Another time it was Victoria's tarantula.
Yeah.
Like, just get random stuff.
And it's like every title is like in a briefcase. And then like they did the holiday ones, like the loser, or like whoever got it got like stuffed in a turkey suit. There's something about early 2010s TNA that I just like. Fuck you, Hogan.
MJ, if the reverse battle royal is on your list, I'm gonna lose
Oh
my
hell
shit.
no, that's not happening. No, this is the only like stupid gimmick match because
You just messed up his number one shot, Patrick. That's rude and wild.
not even close. My number 8, First Blood matches. I think anyone who knows me knows that I love deathmatch wrestling. I like bloody shit. So deathmatch wrestling is like a WWE way to get that on TV. Like the 06 episode of Raw in January, John Cena versus Kurt Angle. Fucking, they beat each other the fuck up, and yeah. Also, you have the brothers, the Brothers of Destruction versus Rikishi and Haku.
I mean, yeah.
It was time.
Yes.
I mean, we technically have their sons now because we have Tama and Tonga and the Usos. So
yeah. I was going and just watching 01 WWE television. I forgot that they were a tag team.
I remember them being a tag team. I forget them having a First Blood match with the Brothers of Destruction.
Yeah, on a random SmackDown, but this wasn't a pay-per-view match. This happened on a random SmackDown in February of 01. And it's literally they went over against the Brothers of Destruction, by the way.
I mean, you have Haku on your team. Like, just, I think legitimately, like, as long as I've been watching wrestling, like, in every backstage interview, not Brock, not Austin, not Taker, the scariest man in professional wrestling is Haku.
Yeah. No.
Like,
and I hear he's one of the nicest human beings, too.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah.
I've also heard that as well.
I was like, which is hilarious because I've heard about this man, jumping through a fucking drive-thru, and because they wouldn't give him his food.
Yeah, I heard him like taking a mace, like getting sprayed with mace in the face, and just no selling it, and then taking it and spraying it in his mouth just to show how much of a badass he was. I'm like, cool, bro. Like, okay,
it's all so much. It's all so much. Jesus.
Pat, what's your number 8?
My number 8 is just traditional cage matches. I love a good old-fashioned cage match. For all the way back to the blue bar cages of, early 90s WWE, when they switched it to black for the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, when Paul White debuted and threw Austin through it, like Owen versus Brett. And then when they moved it over to Chain Link and you have all of the incredible spots, you have Jeff's Whisper in the Wind onto Umaga, Eddie's Frog Splash, Rikishi flattening Val Venus with a splash off of the top of a cage. Like, I know they toned it down a lot in later years. So, like, because for a while in the beginning was still PG era, like every cage match, somebody was bleeding. Like, it just happened.
Yeah.
But... and now it's few and far between, but still, like, I love, and it's a very easy, like, run of the mill spot, but just throwing somebody into the cage and just kind of watching them bounce off, like, is so entertaining to me. When Bobby Lashley jumped through it to get to Umaga is one of my favorite wrestling spots, I think, ever. The Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks putting on one of the best cage matches of all fucking time a couple of years ago. Like, there's so much you can do in a cage match if you're willing to be innovative enough. And I love things that just the randomness that comes out of cage match. Like, I don't remember I think it's a Roman cage match, something like that. Or Roman's trying to get in the cage and he has a chair and he's climbing the cage and he throws it into the ring and it bounces and then props open and just sticks to the landing. I'm like, cool. Awesome. Like just weird, random things like that. Anytime KO is in anything that resembles a cage and he's just yelling at people through the chain link is hilarious.
KO
Like-
is a psychopath.
This is also true. But yeah, there's just, because it has such a long lineage. I was there in person for Bucks vs. Lucha Bros. Michaelalong match. Hell yeah, you were. But yeah, I just because of the lineage and because you can think back and remember so many good, just even like one-off ones. Like to your point earlier about the match you just talked about, I miss that about WWE. I miss just on a random ass SmackDown in the middle of fucking June, we're gonna have a First Blood match, or we're gonna have a cage match on Raw for no reason. Like I just miss random ass matches just thrown in there just to do it. Everybody, cheap plug, go check out Cole TV.
We love an extra plug-a-palooza.
So yeah, my number 8 is just traditional cage matches.
Chrissy, what is your number 8?
My number 8 is a Buried Alive match.
Ooh.
I do love just something like macabre and like a little dark and weird. And there's nothing more weird of saying that you're being buried alive in a mound of dirt that's been placed by like a scooper from Home Depot on like a hard metal ramp. But you expect me to think it's 8 feet under. But it works. It works. The imagery works. Almost always is an Undertaker match. My specific example is 96, the In Your House. Just the image of Undertaker's hand coming back up out of the dirt. Ah!
What I missed?
Hi, Richie.
Hello,
How's it
Richard.
going? Hello,
You
hello.
missed. We're on what, 8? So you missed a few spots.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll make up for it.
Yeah. So, but Chrissy, to finish talking about
Buried alive matches.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, just like they're like really weird, and you have to be a very specific kind of performer to get that kind of match over, because it is a very large leap of believability from 0 to graveyard match or buried alive match. And they've been good for what they are.
Yeah.
It's very, very rarely ever failed to get the pop of someone being buried alive, very similar to like the coffin closing, you know, like it's very hard to not pop at that. Usually the buried alive match doesn't happen in quote unquote serious storylines, world championship, you know, like Hall of Fame-esque, you know, like career making matches. Very rarely a buried alive match is on the way to the end of that storyline. But for the sake of the visual, it works. So that's why it's my 8, especially that one.
Richie, let's just let you go through 13 through 8 real quick.
All right.
And some
So
matches in those.
sounds good. So for my ranking, number 13, it's the newest match type that was created, and that's the Casino Gauntlet.
Ooh.
I like the Casino Gauntlet just because of the concept where it's like you want to be the first 1 or 2 people out because you want to have your best chances on winning that gauntlet. And I like the concept of there's no set number of people that could enter. Anybody can enter at any time. And it's just never ending until somebody gets that pinfall or submission. So Casino Gauntlet is my number 13. Number 12, I don't think anybody remembers this one except for me. It's called the Beat the Clock Challenge.
I do remember
I
the Beat
do.
Clock.
Yes.
I love to beat the clock.
I remember that because for like, I think like 40 seconds, Brian Kendrick was WWE champion.
What?
Or was it Paul London?
That was
one of them.
that was the scramble match.
Oh, it was the scramble. Okay, so it's not
So-
technically Beat the Clock. That's
So,
right. I'm
so
sorry.
yeah, it's kind of similar. Beat the Clock is throughout the night. It's kind of like a tournament setting. First match will set the tone. Let's say somebody gets the win in 10 minutes. Then the next match has to try to beat that time, and slowly, like you're going to get quicker and quicker times. I thought it was a fun way because on television there's going to be short matches, and I feel like that's a pretty fun way to kind of like cram in a bunch of these matches on television. If anyone wants to like watch an example, I'm not sure if they have it on Netflix yet, but there was a Raw episode where it was all the Elimination Chamber participants had to participate and beat the clock challenge in order to retain their spots, and whoever won would get the number 6 spot in the Elimination Chamber, which I'm sure we're going to be talking about the chamber a little bit later. Number 11.
Someone already burned that one.
Yeah.
Number 11, I put Monsters Ball.
I forgot about Monsters Ball.
I love Monsters Ball. It's my favorite hardcore match variation. Sidebar, I was very tempted on putting number 13, Street Fight, number 12, No DQ, number 11, Unsanctioned. No, I was really tempted to do that, but I didn't want to. So for people who don't know what Monsters Ball is, it's TNA's variation of the hardcore stipulation, but with a couple added things, where the night before the match, they lock the participants in a room with no food, no water, no sunlight. And then how the match starts is them being released from these rooms. So they're just already unhinged, unwind. And that's going to affect their performance, so to speak. But it's pretty much anything's legal. My favorite one is probably the first Bound for Glory that they had. They had Jeff Hardy, Sabu, Abyss, and Rhino. Yeah. And I thought that was really dope. Number 10, I have the first blood match. And one of my favorite couple of finishes in First Blood. You could always get very creative. One of my favorite matches is the Undertaker Stone Cold First Blood match in 98, because the promo package preceding it was really hype. And both of them were already busted open during the show. So the story of the entire pay-per-view where both these guys were busted open before the show. So it's like, who's going to bleed first? And a couple other finishes was Cody lost his First Blood match with Mike Bennett in Ring of Honor because he kept punching Mike Bennett in the face with the ring. But people thought, oh, Mike Bennett's busted open, but it was actually Cody's hand that was busted open. So that was like a fun switch on it. Number 9, I have the Captain's Fall Tornado Tag. Now, this is primarily in Lucha Libre and sometimes in Japan as well. The concept is there are 2 team captains on either side, and it plays out like a traditional elimination match, but the match can end early if you pin the captain. So let's say if like Triple H versus Team Randy have all these people, you could pin all of Triple H's teammates, but all you need to do is pin Randy Orton and the match is over, regardless on how many people are eliminated. So I remember playing that a lot in SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. And for my number 8 is the ladder match. It's classic. I really do enjoy a good old-fashioned ladder match. A lot of different variations. I give credit to a lot of people who are in one-on-one ladder matches just because it's a really tough sell in order to have an exciting, well-paced matchup with only a couple of participants. So that is all my first. I believe that's my first 5. Yeah, so that's my lightning round of that.
Just to speed past a few of the things you said. Every time I think of Monsters Ball, I think of it being such a great gimmick, but then I also think of the year that it was Relic and Black Rain versus Abyss and Raven. And God, first of all, if no one else, I'm sure Richard, but if no one else remembers Relic in TNA,
did you know?
Jesus.
Did you know that
it was Johnny Stamboli?
Did you know that's K-word spelled backwards?
We're on YouTube. You could say it. His name is Killer spelled backwards.
I'm too used to it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it was Dustin Rhodes at his worst, fattest.
Yeah,
just ugh. But yeah, that match was something. Yeah.
Johnny Stamboli went from being part of the FBI to
being Relic.
Yeah.
I will say the mask looked cool though.
Yeah.
The mask was cool. The rest of it, no.
So what's Chrissy, what is your number 7?
See here, so my number. Oh, I actually really like this one, and I feel like I wish they did it more on both ends in both of the major promotions, the EWU and WWE. The Stadium Stampede, empty arena style matches, I love those so much. I really feel like it can just make everyone a lot more like recognizable. It gives everyone more time. It gives everyone more of like a star spot. And the one that comes to my mind is Stadium Stampede from 2020 from the COVID era. And man, Sammy Guevara shot out of that match and became even more of a star than he already was.
Where's he now again?
The 100-yard Northern Lights suplex sequence. Isn't that the one where is it Jericho that got chased on a horse?
That was Sammy. Sammy
That was
got
Sammy got chased on a horse. Oh no,
Yeah.
Jericho was the one who called for a booth review.
yeah.
On a
yeah.
pinfall. Yeah.
He's
You
a
know who's
golf
probably
cart in
that?
that match.
That was the second year. That was the next
Oh,
year.
second year.
Yeah. Which also I think is Sammy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Also,
gets
that
chased.
second year, Matt Hardy did not turn out so great from that one. No offense, like Matt.
Yeah, and
Or
then
was it the first? No. What? No, was it the first year that had Matt?
Matt was in the first one, yeah.
Yeah, where they went off the scissor lift
That was the last man standing with Sammy.
with Sammy. That's what it was.
Yeah. What I did like was they wanted to add like the mattitude, like the Matt fact, and it was like instead of Matt fact, it was a matter of fact.
Yeah.
So just a lot of good puns in that one.
But yeah, like
Katie was
those
the great
those
one-winged angel off the.
And if you ask Jake Hager, it put AEW on the map.
God, I can't stand that.
I don't even want to go there with him.
We the people, baby.
Oh god.
Chrissy, what is your 7?
That was my
his-
7.
Oh, it was your 7. He was talking, so I forgot it was your thing.
Richie, you're pulling focus.
No, I was talking about Pat.
Oof.
Oh wow! Not only did I get yelled at, you yelled at the wrong person too. That's even funnier. Oh, you must feel so embarrassed.
I'm sorry, Richie.
So my number 7 is the ambulance match. I love a good ambulance match. They used to be a lot more like so much shit going on. I mean, Kane versus Shane McMahon from what was that 03, I think?
Yes,
Comes to mind.
that
yeah.
feud in 03 was crazy.
That's when Shane got his balls electrocuted.
Oh
That
my
was-
god. That yeah.
But was in the crowd for I think it was 2015. I want to say on Raw, Bray versus Dean in an ambulance match. I want to say it was 2015. I could have been wrong. Because that was the same episode that all of the members of Team Cena from Survivor Series got fired.
It's coming back to me. The Authority episode's coming back to me now.
Yes. Don't remind me, Richie. The trauma's still there. But
3.5 hours of trauma bonding, bro.
yeah, but even Roman and Braun had one at Great Balls of Fire. Sweet Heavenly Lord. But even just recently, I believe it was last year at Halloween Havoc, Rich Holland and Andre Chase had an ambulance match. That was really good. Like, I like the added stipulation that you have. It's one thing to beat an opponent down, but a pinfall is not enough. Like, you need to beat this person so bad that they cannot escape this ambulance. And I also think it's weird that like the Strowman and Roman one, and even the Bray and Ambrose one, they use like a traditional ambulance, but for the Kane and Shane one, and then the Rich Holland and Andre, they use that weird like old, like almost looks like half a hearse 50s style ambulance.
Oh yeah.
Don't know why, but they do. But yeah, I love a good ambulance match. I love to watch somebody get hit with a door. Oh no, that's just pure comedy to me. Or like when they think they have it and they go to close the door and like a hand stops it or something like that. Like, it's just good. It's just good wrestling. I love a good ambulance match.
That's a good sight gag.
Richie, what's your 7?
My number 7 is the I Quit match. One of my favorites is what really established John Cena's main event run was him versus JBL, and how JBL said, the loser who said the winner who makes the other person say I quit owns their soul. And I thought that was always like a pretty cool way to like describe it, where it's just like you're beating this person down so bad that they have to like verbally say that they can't take anymore. And I really do think it's a perfect stipulation to end a feud. I know a lot of people like the John Cena and Randy Orton one. I think they consider the I Quit match their best one in their series, and that's like Super Cena at his finest, where he's just being hit with everything, and then he, Cena's up, and then Randy had to quit. And it's just one of those matches where it's like it's so like brutal that you're not sure how people can say I quit. Now there have been like cheap people saying like I quit, like we saw with Edge and Finn Balor, where it's like they were just about to concerto Beth and he had to say I quit. And there was also that Hell in a Cell I Quit match with Roman and Jay, where Roman was choking Jimmy and Jimmy's like waking Jay up. And that was like a pretty cool like visual of like Jay like not knowing what else to do but say I quit because he can't beat Roman. So it's a very cool one for storytelling. I'm sure people are going to bring up the Rock and Mankind one with all the chair shots and stuff. That was
Yeah, she already talked about that.
that was nothing looking back on, so it's on Beyond the Mat if you want to watch everyone's reaction to it. But yeah, it's like I really do enjoy the stipulation, and hopefully we get some more I Quit matches in the future.
My number 7 is the Elimination Chamber match. I remember watching the first 2 when I was in elementary school and thinking like, oh, these fuckers are beating the shit out of each other. And you going back and you watch the Vault YouTube channel, and they have the behind the scenes stuff for the first one, and they're all like, we might die tonight. Like, they're scared shitless, and it's like, okay, so I wasn't wrong as a kid being scared for men's lives. They were all shit too. And like when I talked earlier, even the moments like during the match and after the match, like with the 1 in 05 when Edge when the cage lift up and he Money in the Bank and he screws Cena and got that ultimate opportunist nickname. Just phenomenal memories with the Elimination Chamber match throughout the years for me. And my number 6 is a type of match in Lucha Libre. Pat talked about it a little bit with the Mask versus Mask. I'm going to just the whole thing is called Lucha de Apuestas. I hope I did not butcher that at all. I do apologize to.
Not bad.
Whether
Give it
it's
a B.
whether it's a mask versus mask or a mask versus hair match, I think those matches are so fucking well done. One that comes specifically from mine is the first Worlds Collide from AAA with Eddie and Art Barr versus the other 2 guys' names are now.
I think Octagon is one of them.
Yes.
Pat said this would be a brain episode, like an encyclopedia episode, and sweet Lord, all 3 of you guys are absolutely insane.
We're just fans of the product, Chrissy. Do not yuck our yum.
Yeah, Pat, I'm just glad you gave MJ a B and not a C, because apparently if you rate something a C, everyone melts down a little bit. So I'm just glad that
You gave him a C on his own show? Jeez.
No. Well, trust me. Who would give a show a C?
Yes.
And live to tell the tale?
Especially a show that's like under their own umbrella.
Yeah.
Like
But,
that's absolutely insane.
But
What do you mean I put the bare minimum effort and got properly graded for it?
It's Del Santo and Octagon versus Art Barr and Eddie in that main event, and the Eddie and Art crying as they're having to cut each other's hair. First time I watched that as a kid, it made me cry. And I was like,
So So the funny thing is, the hair that they're cutting is not their hair.
It's extensions.
It's
oh my god.
it's extensions because Jerry Sags of the Nasty Boys shaved like the eyebrows and the hair.
Oh shit.
And like that's like the ultimate, like you don't, because like you would get paid more for these mask versus hair or hair versus hair matches, and like they're out drinking and like they
when Eddie did that little stint in WCW,
yeah. So it's just like
that's hilarious. I did not. That's really great.
So I think it was Art that got it worse than Eddie. I think Eddie, they just took off one of his eyebrows.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Fuck you, Jerry Sags. Chrissy, what is your number 5?
Wait, did we get Richie's?
6.
Yeah, are we doing 6?
I don't think we did 6 yet.
6. I lost track of count. I always do this at least once a show.
It's okay. My number 6.
Hold on. Did Richie do his 6?
Did you do? You did not do.
No, I have to do my 6. Then you do your 6. You did your 7.
Did Richie do a 7?
I did my 7. Yeah,
that was his 7.
The I Quit match was the 7 one.
Yeah, I quit. Okay, that's why. Okay.
So
and we're back.
Yeah.
All right.
So Chrissy 6, then Pat 6, and then Richie 6.
So my number 6 is something that conflicts me because they're either really, really good or they're always fucking holiday based, and it's street fights. Fucking Miracle on 34th Street street fight. Fucking down in the Bayou, Louisiana fucking street fight. Fucking ABC street. Like I can't do it anymore. But then you get the really, really good ones. Like my personal favorite, it's just because I get to see him get his ass kicked, was Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon at WrestleMania. What was it? I have it written down here.
22.
Oh, 22.
Yes.
That's right.
22.
And just
Shane and Vince.
seeing him get smashed from a ladder in a trash can from 30 feet up, that was just like good for my soul. And when you're really, really good, you're great. So I'll give it that. But the amount of just holiday-based street fights that there are in existence in canon, I can't let that go. I would give it higher, but nothing should be like a Hanukkah-themed street fight.
I just like street fights because it's dudes being bros. Just wear some jeans and then boom, you're ready to go. Wear your own T-shirt. Get that merch plug out there. They always
dress like Bruce Springsteen.
But I do hate when they
fail to see the issue with that.
I hate when they wear their knee pads over their jeans. It bothers me.
I actually have a legitimate question. Like, what if the knee pads are underneath, but it's like the rip jean effect? Like, you know what I'm saying, Pat? Like, the knee pads are under.
That's fine.
Is that fine? Okay.
I'm pretty sure Punk wore his kick pads over his jeans once.
That is hilarious. Oh yeah, that was like the one with Jericho, right?
That was the one with Jericho. He wore his kick pads over his jeans.
Oh my
that was
God.
great.
Pat, what is your 6?
This is in a similar vein, but it's very specific to one person, and it's every time I watch them, they're super fun. I love a good old fashioned Donnybrook match. I love to watch Sheamus just fuck up people, and the fact that they just like when they did the first one, I was like, oh, cool, it's a theme for Sheamus. Now he's like super Irish because now he has the shillelagh and the hat and everything, and he's related to Beaker from the Muppets. Like, okay, totally cool. And then they kept doing that. I was like, dude, this is great. This is awesome.
My favorite prop is like the old timey like Sheamus ancestor photos that's around like each and every one of the like it's a different ancestor, so we get more Sheamus lore. It's great.
Yeah. I love that. I love the random barrels that are like, I get it. It's supposed to be like a pub situation thing. Pete Dunne moonsaulted off of them once. Like, it's so funny to me. But again, it's like, you can't do it without Sheamus. Like, you couldn't just bring in Dunne, or Ridge was one too. But it's just fun. Like, Sheamus is so, I don't think Sheamus intends to be as funny as he is when he wrestles, but Sheamus is fucking hilarious. Like, that guy is, from when he's on screen to when he's doing Celtic Warrior workouts or anything like that. Sheamus is just a funny dude. And sometimes he's not trying to be.
No.
Or at least I don't think he is. Like when after I think they were gonna do the rubber match with him and Rusev recently, and he just shows up and he's like, "Hey, I'm back. Guess what? We're gonna do it again." Like I laughed so hard at that. I don't know why I found it funny, but it was just like he was so happy to fight Rusev again. I was like, that's great.
There's a video of like when Motor City Machine Guns, they when they signed the WWE, they were getting the tour of the office building, and Sheamus was there filming Celtic Warrior workouts, and he was talking to like, it's like, "Oh, you guys are finally in the big time." And he's like, "Oh no, I don't mean you guys were not in the big time. I'm just saying," like he was just like trying, like he insulted them, but he's like, "Oh no, I didn't mean that." So he's pretty dope.
Yeah, Sheamus is great.
Fucking phenomenal. Richie, what is your 6?
My number 6 is the last man standing match. Good old, you can't move until you beat your opponent until the count of 10. I like the Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens one. I thought that one was really fun. It was at the Rumble 2016. I think that was highly underrated. I know a lot of people don't like Del Rio, but when he won the world title from Big Show, I thought it had one of the fun breaks of the count where it's like he got knocked out by the knockout punch and then he just rolled and then he just landed on his feet on the outside, which I thought was super creative. I know Shawn and Triple H had a last man standing match. And I think one of the more infamous ones is the duct tape one where Cena hogtied Batista. That one I wasn't that great of a fan of, but I thought it was like last man standing matches when they're done well. I think it could really be like the perfect like mixture of brutality and like of professional wrestling and like boxing rules. So it's just like it was between this or like the fight pit, and I like last man standing better because the fight pit's pretty underrated.
I am a fan of the fight pit. I do think it's funny that I can't help but see Raw Underground anytime there's a fight pit match.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck was Raw Underground, man? Like they tried to make
Fever
Braun a thing, and then they brought in fucking Commander Aziz. What was his name at the time?
Oh, Babatunde.
Babatunde, yeah. And now he's in MLW as Baba Thunder. Like,
they're. I love all these. I love wrestling, man. I love it. Love it so much.
We were talking earlier because I brought up Yashishiko, the Japanese sex doll wrestler, or whatever, and we were explaining the entire lore of it and just the sheer confusion on Chris's face. And I just ended it.
It was amazing.
Yeah. And I just ended it with.
Speaking
I just ended the whole story with just wrestling is great.
Speaking of Commander Aziz, remember he debuted at WrestleMania in the Nigerian drum fight, which featured no drums?
Yes. Well, that's not technically true. He technically debuted in the Greatest Royal Rumble as Dabba-Kato.
He did.
God.
But even still, no drums. That's my head.
Neither match.
No drums.
I forgot they tried to give what's his name an African accent.
Yeah. Apollo Crews.
But yeah, apparently that was his idea.
Yeah.
I mean, he is
give him a character.
Yeah.
I
just remember that one backstage segment where Roman's like teaching Apollo Crews how to be a star, and they never interacted again after that.
Yeah.
And I was like, why do you give me hope for something interesting?
That's also one of the first, or I believe the first televised appearance of Trick Williams.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He was a backstage security guard that night.
No, he was one of his soldiers.
Yeah, he was like a soldier.
He was.
Yeah.
I
he had like
forgot
the
he was a
beret.
soldier for
in the beret and the military fatigue.
That is the current TNA World Champion, sir. I give this man the proper respect he deserves.
Richie, you know how I feel about Matrix Belton. We're not having this conversation.
I'm just saying, Trick Williams got a world championship before Carmelo Hayes, and it's funny.
Can we also talk about the fact briefly that they had the audacity at NXT Homecoming to have freaking Trick Williams bring out Carmelo Hayes like they were boys when Carmelo left for the main roster? Like they were just friends still and they didn't leave on any kind of bad blood because that was just fine.
Well,
everything's fine now. They worked it off camera.
They teased it during the match that Trick was gonna like knee Carmelo in the face, but then psych, they're still building that issue with. So I don't really mind. And even the week before, Carmelo was like, "Whoa, what do you?" It's like, "What do you mean? I just want to beat DIY. You're just being."
Yeah. Also, just to kind of note on that, Chrissy, who's your favorite tag team in WWE? And how many times have they been friends and then enemies and then friends again?
Oh yeah,
and
you
then
are a huge
enemies?
DIY fan.
Yeah.
The irony is of that. That is crazy. A lot of
Through
backstabbing.
the rage through the screen, sir. I need you to
I forgot. That
don't
was a
Brady
thing.
Bunch me.
Oh, Richie, what's your number 5?
What is my number 5? That's a good question. Elimination Chamber. Love a good chamber match. I like how this match was created because somebody didn't want to use another company's idea for petty reasons. So they're like, we're going to make our own. But it was the Elimination Chamber. I believe it was 2 miles.
2 miles of chain.
16 feet in diameter. No, something like 16 feet in diameter. Yeah. Like 2 tons,
of steel. The Devil's Playground.
Yeah, it's like the early Elimination Chambers were my favorite. Granted, looking back on it, it's like it looked terrible to like take bumps on. Yeah. And I'm glad that they redid it because you could do a little bit more. However, like the first like Elimination Chamber is still, in my opinion, probably the best, with a close second being the Kofi one with Brian. But the Chamber, like, I miss the days where people were terrified of being in this thing.
Facts.
And it really did sell. Like, this was before, I call it the match type pay-per-view names era, where it's like, it's October, we're going into Hell in a Cell. It's December, tables, ladders, and chairs, and stairs. Spoiler, stairs match. The stairs match was almost on here. It didn't make the cut, unfortunately.
Oh dear God, Richie!
It didn't make the cut. But yeah, Elimination Chamber, I really do like the ingenuity of it, just because, like, again, matches should be like high risk, high reward sometimes. And I feel like this is the perfect kind of structure when you have 6 guys who are trying to find out who's the best. And usually like the world title was on the line with the early ones. And because of that, I really do appreciate what the guys in those structures really did to proceed with not only their careers, but for our entertainment as well.
Solid.
Pat, what is your number 5?
What is my number 5? Oh yeah, this is not hyperbole. This is not a joke. I don't care. There was only one of them, but I love this match so much. It's WLC. I'm
not even mad at this, actually.
Yo,
I love the WLC match. I love the from the entirety of just the idea of it.
The term
Hornswoggle and El Torito with Micro Cole, and I don't even remember what mini JBL's name was. Like, to the little mini announce table. Like, it is just 15 minutes of just what is going on. And if you go back and watch it, yes, it's absurd. It's a really good match for what they're doing. It's like, it's definitely Hornswoggle's best match ever, like, without saying.
He's gone on record. That's the thing he's most proud of.
Good, he should. It's one of those things that, like, I can't believe it happened. It's like, and this almost made the list. It was on my honorable mention, but the Sami Zayn Johnny Knoxville match almost made my list. It's just like, it's one of those things that, like, as me and Richie said earlier, it's like, wrestling's great, man. This is awesome.
The term based gets thrown around way too liberally, but that is a based pick.
I love that, man. I regularly, like, at least probably like once a month, just randomly throw on WLC and just laugh to myself.
My favorite is Drew just taking a helo and just going through like everything. Because this isn't like prime Drew McIntyre that we've seen it. This is like Drew that's like, he's like, I'm trying to get noticed any way I can. I'm just going to hit high spots, even if I'm hitting it onto nothing.
Yeah. Just 3MB and Los Matadores with El Torito. Just, it's so, again, I remember when, like, it was announced that it was going to happen, and I thought, how are we gonna do this? Like, WLC, I get it, but I thought it was just gonna be them in a traditional TLC match, but they're smaller. And then they brought out the little ladders, the little tables, the little chairs, the little announce crew. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
It really reminded me, if you guys remember Wrestling Society X, this is like something they
We
would
talked
do.
about that show earlier.
We talked about it earlier.
By the way, Richie, our tangents since while you were gone have been amazing because we also talked about the DDT championship that inanimate objects win.
Yeah.
And a Christmas tree is one, and an apple is one.
I know Reddit has one.
Yeah.
Reddit's,
My favorite site in the whole world, apparently.
That's where you get all your takes from.
Yeah. No. The R in Reddit stands for Richie. That's what it stands for.
Yeah. But yeah, I love WLC. Even now, almost monthly here in Corpus, Micro Pro Wrestling comes to town, and it's just an entire wrestling promotion of little people.
Yeah.
Great.
One of those up here in Washington.
Great stuff.
I was at a bachelor party, and for whatever reason, like we rented an Airbnb and we went to their YouTube. It's like, all right, let's see their their most recently watched, and Micro Pro Wrestling was on. So it's like we were watching it, and they were asking me all these questions. It's like, oh, why are they doing this? And I was explaining this technology. I was just like, well, you see,
But yes, that's not hyperbole. It's not a joke. It's not for the lulz. WLC is great. It's in my top 5. I don't care what you say.
Oh, Christy, what is your 5?
TLC, regular TLC.
That is the irony that I wanted.
Fucking Patrick. God damn it.
God, calm down, Vanilla.
Or, hey, yo.
Listen,
Richie,
I know size envy is a thing, babe. I understand, but listen, don't get mad at me because you outed yourself.
It's not the size, baby. It's how you use it.
That's not helping. Anyway, TLC. That is a good book, Richie. TLC. And it's just because it's not even because of the pay-per-view. It's just the memories associated with that match. Like everyone and their mother already know that the encyclopedias in the room are going to say that everyone and their mother is going to pick the frickin' Edge, Christian, Hardys, and Dudley Boys matches. And yes, I did. So what I did. They're good. But also, it's just such a interesting match to throw on randomly. Like, I think most recently a TLC match that had everyone's attention was the one that should have happened at Mania, but then happened to SmackDown afterwards.
So I have pushed back on this a little bit because yes, WrestleMania, great spot to be in. However, if that match happened at WrestleMania, their time would have been slashed. Mm-hmm. They would have only been given 8 minutes. They were given commercial free, and they were like, you get the last half hour, go nuts. And they did.
That's fair. I do give Richie points.
I absolutely agree. But just
100 points to Gryffindor.
I actually am a Gryffindor too.
I was gonna say, of course he's a Gryffindor. Of course he's a Gryffindor.
Hey.
Hush, Hufflepuff.
No.
I came with you. What are you talking about?
I am the Slytherin.
Yeah, usually the side pocket Pokemon for Slytherins or Hufflepuffs, and the side pocket Pokemon for Gryffindors are Slytherins.
I just want everybody to note that she just basically called herself my side chick. It's cool. Got it.
Hey, yo, what is...
We came here for quality family style content. This has gone way left. Anyway.
Why do you have that?
What do you mean? Why wouldn't Richie have that?
Why do I have that?
Because he almost wanted to set the internet on fire.
No, it wasn't even that. I said if I get 10K followers by WrestleMania, I would buy the mask. And I did, and I had to wait about 3 months for it, but it's here.
Okay.
So when are you going to start posting videos with it all?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. My brothers of Los Americanos are already running rampant on Raw. I can't, reveal their their numbers yet because it could just be those 3. But what if there's more? You know, I don't want
But
to add to
that's-
that confusion.
But that's what you need to do. You need to film a video with it on and be like, Richie's not here today, so I'm gonna talk to you about whatever subject it is.
Well, here's the thing. I don't
and
know.
I'll totally sell it. I'll be in the comment section and be like, let me know when Richie comes back, man, 'cause we gotta talk.
There are a lot of. Here's the thing I found out about the internet. They don't know what a joke is. So
also,
I'm very concerned about what the reaction would be because it's named after a coffee drink. And people are like, this is supposed to be serious. I'm like, yes, wrestling is serious. That's why when you bounce somebody off the ropes, logically, what I would do is bounce off said ropes too. No, that's not how logic works. I want more realism in wrestling. No, you don't. You want realism that's according to your needs of like what your suspension of disbelief is. Shame on everybody.
This is
I fucking hate you.
oh my god.
I don't know what this is, but apparently it's a thing now.
I think that's like a poetry thing.
Yeah.
Claps and snaps. Sweet Lord. Richie, what's your number 5?
Oh, I'm sorry. You the host?
So, did you?
We're
I've
still
lost
transitioning.
track of what the fuck has happened.
That's
Richie's
why.
turn. It's Richie's turn to do 5.
Oh, he did his 5, didn't he?
5. I have 4.
Yeah, I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
done my 5 yet.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
take over
come
my show.
on. He's the host. Why are we like just leapfrogging the host here?
That's
Come on.
hilarious.
Well, I
Say
mean,
your
to
number
be fair,
5.
hold on. To be fair, he'd be the easiest one to leapfrog. He's sitting down all the time.
Hey, yo.
To be fair, in all my videos, you never see me stand up.
Yeah, that one
But
time Richie showed us he had legs. I thought it was like on acid. Like it was really weird.
No, that was your first comment when you saw me at that Bad Blood watch party. Is like, you have legs, and I was like, yeah. I didn't know that was a question.
You should have just told him, nah, I'm borrowing these from someone else.
They're very good legs, Richie.
Nah, not that I know of. They could be better. All right, MJ.
Oh, my,
Go ahead,
my
MJ.
number
Number
5
5.
is Raven's Clockwork Orange House of Fun.
I like that.
One more time. Say it again.
Raven's Clockwork Orange House of Fun.
Cool. You didn't say clock the first time, and I was concerned.
Oh.
Pause.
Thank you.
That was in Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies.
I think this, when we talk about wrestlers who are synonymous with a match type, and I'm a huge fan, as Richie knows, of early 2000s TNA wrestling. And Raven's, this match with the weapons hung up on chains, and he's just beating his opponent's butt. And the way you win the match is you drag your opponent to a perch and then throw them off through 2 tables. And it's just
How many times did this match happen?
In record, there is actually 7.
Holy shit. What the hell?
Yeah.
That's a lot too many.
Yes. They did change it where it just ended in a pinfall. The last one that happened was in 2022, and it was Moose versus Sammy Callahan.
I'm just saying the Sayers matches are slacking. We only got one of those.
But
Well, I mean, I'm sorry that I wasn't aware of any, Johnny Flamingo gimmick matches. I'm sorry.
You should be. Johnny Flamingo, man. Johnny Polo, man. All
Johnny
of these-
Polo was great.
All of you guys, man.
here in
Fucking
the
marks.
Northwest, he was just known as Johnny the Body. In Portland.
How'd that work out for him?
They got him that job at WWF.
Yeah, but he didn't hit it big until he was named after a bird.
Yeah, that's also true. But yeah, there's most notably Raven versus Sean Waltman from Hard Justice in 2005 is a really good match. Eric Watts, Raven and Sandman versus Joey Legend and the Red Shirt Security.
Eric Watts is like the most
About to say, holy
base
shit.
name you could actually say in that.
Yes.
Oh,
Touche.
man.
But yes, my number 5 is the Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. And my number 4 is Dog Collar. Whether it be
Solid.
CM Punk versus Raven in Ring of Honor, CM Punk versus MJF, or if you, for the newer wrestling fans who have never really watched territory wrestling, Roddy Piper versus Grand the Hammer Valentine at the very first Starrcade is legitimately one of my favorite matches ever.
Solid.
Chrissy, what is your number 4?
My number 4, and Richie, you weren't here for this, but they were bashing this match type earlier, and I will not have the slander because it ended up becoming an episode that had one of my favorite moments, and it was the Iron Woman match on NXT with Sasha and Bayley.
We didn't bash the match as a whole. We said that Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart was a boring ass Iron Man match.
I also feel like that's a lot.
Yeah.
Richie, what do you think?
I did fall asleep to that match. I did fall asleep to it.
Hold on, really quick before you.
He's Brady Butching you. He's Brady Butching you.
Brady Butching me.
But the match that did catapult my fandom was the Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle Iron Man.
And we praised that one.
Yeah, that was especially because Kurt he went in that match like right after his sister passed away too.
Yeah.
So like he was a flipping warrior for that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Bret and Shawn
is not the best Iron Man match out there.
Like it was the first one. It was the first one.
Not the best.
Not the best. Yeah, it was for the time.
Yeah.
It was a very of its time match, but that's why that's not my example. My example is Bayley and Sasha, because man, that
match is phenomenal.
NXT for what NXT was at that time, it needed something big and grandiose to kind of stamp it as like what it was, which was like the shit. Like it was that girl at the time.
Yeah.
And it needed something to kind of just like put that badge of honor on. And that match was it. That Bayley Sasha match was it. I will always miss Sasha Banks over Mercedes Moné. I always will. And she's doing incredible work now. She's doing amazing work. She's the freaking Galactus of like she's it everywhere. I do get that. But man, when Sasha Banks was good, she was fucking incredible. And that match that she had with Bayley really, really like left a mark on me. And that's why that's my number 4.
Pat, what is your number 4?
Elimination Chamber. I love the Elimination Chamber match. It would have been higher because the concept and everything of Elimination Chamber, from Shawn winning to Edge to Kofi to everything, they're all great moments. I love the Elimination Chamber idea and match as a whole. However, I personally was third row at Elimination Chamber 2015 with the absolutely god-awful Intercontinental title Elimination Chamber match.
That's so mean, Richie.
And the not much better tag team Elimination Chamber match. I mean, the tag team one was better. It really annoyed me that all of the New Day was allowed to be in their pod and that El Torito was allowed to just sit on the top of the Matador's pod. But that match was good. Kid and Cesaro did their thing. The New Day did their thing. Like, that was fine. But then the Intercontinental Championship one happened. They brought out Daniel Bryan to award the title to the winner because that was when he had gotten hurt. Mark Henry's pod broke early. You can visibly or audibly hear Dolph calling spots in the ring because no one knows what to do. Thank you, Dolph/Nick, like for at least having some wherewithal to start doing shit. And then fucking Ryback won. Like, God. Man.
You got your money's worth at least.
Hey, but KO and Cena saved that show because that match was great.
Do you think ESPN would have awarded it a C?
Probably
plus
so.
minus.
Plus or minus. But yeah, but as everybody has talked about almost, I remember watching the first one. I remember watching Shawn win in the terrible pants with the terrible haircut. I remember Triple H getting his throat crushed by RVD, doing a 5-star off of the thing. One of the ones that I loved, but it pissed me off because it went nowhere, is when Shayna just ran roughshod on the entire chamber, just eliminated everyone. I was like, yes, Shayna got something good. We're gonna get something good from Shayna. Nope.
What are you talking about? She became a vampire after that.
That's right. She did bite Becky after that one. But,
Yeah, vampire.
Yeah. Just the falling from the roof spots, the falling off the chamber spots. I loved the I don't remember what year it was, but like Cena got hit with like everybody's finisher all at once to get eliminated.
2009, yeah.
That was 9, yeah. He got hit with like a 619, a spear, a code breaker, like everything all at once, and it was like it was guaranteed to have a new champion.
That's where the Edge gif came from, where he's like, ooh.
Yeah. That made me, what makes me so mad about that spot in general is Cena gets pinned and then rolls out of the ring like this. Like, oh, I'm so hurt.
He did that with the KO match too. Like he rolled, like this is like Cena, great performer. Like have nothing against him, but every time he would get beat, it was immediately roll out of the way. Like, and the thing is, like he wants to give them their moment, which I do understand. But it's like the selling is like, oh, I'm just gonna roll. Like I'm like, if you had that much energy to roll, could have kicked out at 2, man.
But yeah, so for that reason, Chamber's my number 4.
Richie, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is Hell in a Cell. Yeah, it's pretty much a better version of the cage match, because the cage match, you're going to be put in a cage so no one can interfere. And then everyone interferes in a cage match nowadays. And that really upsets me. So Hell in a Cell is a better version of it, because there's majority of the time it won't be interference. But Shawn Taker, probably the best Hell in a Cell match, the first and the best one. Cody Rollins, when Cody had that torn pec. The Jeff Hardy Randy Orton one was an underrated one from the Red Cell era, the milk crate one.
Makes my ear hurt.
Yeah. And then you got a lot of good ones like the New Day and the Usos. Like
that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, like that. It was the perfect amount of like serious and comedy stuff too, and it really showed that Xavier and Big E could like go to that level as well as the Usos. Let's see what else. The Becky Sasha one I really enjoyed, and that was the same one where another cell match happened that I'm not really good to talk about.
What? You don't want to talk about the Evil Clown versus Seth Rollins that somehow ended in a no contest?
No, I think you mean the Evil Clown versus the Fiend.
And not a no contest. It ended in a DQ.
The best was you could hear the ref saying, "No, you're better than this." I'm like, what do you mean? We're in the devil's playground. You're encouraged to not be a nice person.
It's just that I hate that, and it's a little bit up on my list.
The fact that Sean Waltman was doing the watch along and he was openly questioning what was going on with Logic, and then apparently he never got an invite again because he asked a question, which is really funny.
I miss when they did those watch-alongs backstage. Those were always fun to watch.
Yeah, and also an underrated one, Edge and Taker at SummerSlam 2008. Like Edge wanted to take a tombstone off the top of the cell, but then they're like, "No, we're PG now." And Edge is like, "Really? Now we're PG?" And he's like, "All right." And meanwhile, in that match, he gets burned alive too. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, we're
he
PG.
gets sent to like literal Christian hell."
Yeah. He gets the Shadow Realm, you know.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
The Brock and Taker one is underrated, at least in my opinion.
I think both of them are underrated.
Yeah,
like the 2015 one, I think was probably Taker's better outing, like in ring, and the 2002 one where they made Brock. Oh boy, like where Taker just like buckets of like blood. Oof.
Well, in the second one, they both got fined because they bled hard way.
Oh,
and
did
Vince was pissed. Apparently, they got fined $100,000 each.
$100,000
each.
Well, to be fair, that's like chump change to them. I could use that, Vince.
Rock just used his UFC money on that shit.
Well, he was fined, I think, like a year later, so he was just paying him up.
Oh no, he didn't pay it.
Oh, of course he didn't pay.
Yeah. Taker paid, but Brock was like, Taker said that Brock got the fine, and Taker texted Brock and was like, "Hey, did you get a fine too?" And Brock said, "Yep." He's like, "What are we gonna do?" I'm paying that shit.
Well, yeah, because Brock had the higher ground. He's like, you can't tell me what to do.
Right.
But yeah, it's like the Hell in a Cell like concept. I think is really like a cool concept. I think it got diluted obviously when we went to the pay-per-view era. I like how the pay-per-view era of Hell in a Cell ended strong with the Cody and Seth one. Even the Edge and Seth Rollins one I thought was really good.
Edge and Seth was good. I didn't even mind the Edge and Finn one.
Yeah, like, and you also had like I did like the Hell in a Cells where it's like SmackDown got a Hell in a Cell. I think it was Roman and Ray, and then USA Network complained that they didn't get a Hell in a Cell, and that's when the next night on Raw they had Xavier Woods and Bobby Lashley.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was a
Xavier Woods, multiple Hell in a Cell participant.
Also, if we're going by technical standards, in the 4-year run of the Tribal Chief, Xavier Woods is one of 3 people.
Yeah,
three people to have a win over Roman.
Yeah,
he won by DQ, but he won. It's Xavier Woods, Seth Rollins, and Cody Rhodes, and that is all.
And I do want to note like this Hell in a Cell Cena versus Randy, not the one where the punt kick missed by about 5 feet. This was the 2014 one where the story was Randy Orton saying, whoever doesn't face Seth Rollins, give me the other guy, because they didn't want to say, give me the loser of that match. But it was Cena and Randy, and we're like, all right, low expectation. But honestly, this is probably one of their best matches together, is this Hell in a Cell in 2014.
Yeah. What is your number 3, Richie?
Number 3. What is my number 3? Let's see. It is the Royal Rumble. Love myself a little Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? Mr. Pat Patterson. It's like, why don't we just have everyone come out in intervals? Now, don't get me wrong. There are definitely wrong ways to do a Royal Rumble, and we've seen that in back-to-back years. You know, gotta make Roman look real strong. You know what I mean? But there's been some good Rumbles. Like, I feel like the one in 2018 is probably my recent favorite. Shinsuke. You know, the Shinsuke one was really good. The 92 Rumble, everyone like marvels at. The 04 Rumble where nobody won. Let's see. It's crazy how that happened.
The 02 Rumble.
02 Rumble. You know, we don't talk about the 02 Rumble either.
The Rumble where Vince hurts himself.
Oh, 05, yeah, the quad tear.
Personal favorite.
Yeah, because he's just sitting in this ring and just like shouting at everybody.
Fucking love this.
But
better guy.
But yeah, and then you had like you know, Cody winning back to back, which was pretty cool. Stone Cold winning back to back. Shawn winning back to back. There was another guy who won back to back, but I can't remember his name. Let's see what else. Yeah, Vince winning was not like a great one.
I forgot that happened.
I mean, yeah, that's where we found out the rule of the Rumble, where it's like, if you don't want to face the champion at WrestleMania, the runner-up gets to, and that is Steve Austin. And I'm like, oh, all right, we're just again, it's their show. They can create whatever rules they want, as wacky as they are. The second one that Edge won, the Thunderdome one, I thought was really fun. Let's see the one where I forgot the Brock one. People don't like.
Oh, 2020.
Yeah, the 2020.
Oh, no.
2023. 2022. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
2020 is when he got eliminated by Drew. That's when Drew catapulted it.
Yeah, and then we got some of the women's ones, like the Becky win. Charlotte won a couple. You know, Bianca won. I think the one that Bianca had was a fun one. Rhea as well. So it's like, yeah, we had some pretty good fun Rumbles, and just the concept too, where it's like you just have 30 people, luck of the draw, and you could tell multiple stories and multiple feuds while the same goal is like, hey, I want to go to WrestleMania. It's a very simple goal. If you give all these character moments for 30 participants, you're going to get a pretty fun matchup. It should be fun. They've screwed it up before, royally, no pun intended, but you know, is what it is.
Pat, what's your third?
My number 3 is Hell in a Cell. Richie expounded deeply on it, so I'll just go into some of the highlights. We spoke about it briefly, but my favorite, for my own personal reasons, my favorite Hell in a Cell is the Usos versus the New Day in 2017, because that is the very first wrestling match I ever showed my sons. When I decided I wanted to try to get them to watch wrestling, I wanted to give them a match that was exciting, but still had, good work rate, but something that was going to keep at the time, 9 and 7-year-olds attention. So I was like, so I landed on that match, and I literally told my boys, I was like, we're going to go into the room. We'll make popcorn. It's going to be guys' night. I just want you to watch this. If you like it and want to continue to watch wrestling, awesome. If not, it's totally fine. I just want you to experience it the way my dad did with me. Of course, I was much younger when my dad exposed me to wrestling, but still. And so we watched that match, and by the time the final bell rang, they were jumping up and down out of their seats. Also, it's just a really good match. Like, there are some really innovative spots that, get lost in the shuffle. The Big E doing the Uranagi to Jimmy and Xavier Woods sliding in to give him a backbreaker. Them putting Jay in a literal Uso penitentiary with the kendo sticks. What I love so much about that spot is Jay's in like the kendo sticks against the corner, and they walk over to go start beating up Jimmy, and Xavier Woods just picks up a piece of a broken trombone and just flings it at him and hits him. All of the trombone spots, the handcuffed over the turnbuckle, getting beat in the kendo stick spot, that it's just a good match. But taking that aside, yes, the first one with Shawn and Taker is the best one. It's just is. If you don't think so, you're wrong. Sorry. I mean, Taker versus Mankind just kind of goes without saying. Like, if you aren't aware of that match and you call yourself a wrestling fan, what are you doing here? The weird throw everybody in it at once, that's Angle, Austin, Rikishi, The Rock, Taker, where Rikishi gets pushed, not chokeslammed, off of the top of it into the
bile of hay. Because
Yeah.
the story of the match I find so funny. Vince is like, no, we can't have this match because it will hurt all our star power. And then Mick
Let
Foley's
me
like,
drive a truck to bring it down. Yeah, while they're inside. Yeah, good thinking there, McMahon.
that was also the debut of Rollin' by Limp Bizkit for Taker's theme.
Yeah.
But yeah, we brought up the Becky and Sasha one, which was good. I was a big fan of the Charlotte and Sasha one, where Sasha's just getting ragdolled for 3/4 of the match. She tries to throw it through a table like twice, and it just doesn't break because Sasha weighs like 60 pounds soaking wet. She just can't break the table. But yeah, that one was really good. Triple H versus Batista in 2005, I believe it was, with the barbed wire chair. Just, yeah.
I love
DX,
the finish of that one too.
yeah, where he picks him up for the Batista bomb, and
That's
it
the
looks like
sledgehammer.
Triple H is going to get him with a sledgehammer, but he's not quite quick enough.
Yeah.
DX versus the McMahons, where Vince gets his head shoved to Big Show's ass. That's just a good time right there.
That was the first year of ECW too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just for so many reasons and just so many things. We brought up the terrible Rollins and Fiend one, but also one that pissed me off, the Roman versus Strowman match that Brock kicks down the door and gives them each one F5, and it's like, okay, match over. Like, what do you mean?
That was the Money in the Bank contract cash in too. That was even funnier.
It's like, what do you mean? Why can't one of them just roll over and pin the other one? What
Dogs
are we
of
doing?
War, man. Dogs of War.
To this day, I hear to this day Braun is still not finished with Roman yet. But, who knows?
That show had a great tag match with Drew, Dolph, and Dean and Seth. Great match.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's when Seth is going to put Dolph in the Falcon Arrow, and
Drew
Drew slides in and claymores him. Yeah. Clean spot. Super clean spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, for that reason, Hell in a Cell. Love the match. Love the gimmick. It's great. Number 3. That was my number 3.
Yes.
Mhm.
Chrissy, what is your number 3?
It was the same.
Oh, of course.
We got one.
And I really do feel like Patrick and Richie covered it way too thoroughly. So I think for the sake of time, we can just go to the next one.
My number 3 is the I Quit match. Ones that come to mind is Judgment Day 2005 with Cena versus JBL. I fucking love that feud. Thug John Cena versus Rich Ass JBL is phenomenal in all their matches. The other one that also comes to mind is Bloody Ric Flair and Mick Foley. And that the battle of the old men who should not be in a ring anymore.
Let's see. I'm trying to
What
think.
year was that?
Because Foley just turned 40 that year too, which is wild.
Yeah. But like, no, that was SummerSlam 06. Because they do this, they do this, and then they do the regular submission match. They swap each other's match types.
Yeah, the month before it was like that 2 out of 3 falls match where Foley wants, I want to wrestle you in a clean wrestling match. He loses to a small package and then hits Flair with a trash can.
Yeah.
To lose 2 falls to nothing.
And then you get the Breaking Point 09, Cena versus Randy. Cena has a lot of great I Quit matches.
And then there was that one with The Miz.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. No. I wasn't going
Oh,
to
God.
that one off. God. Yeah, over the limit. Fuck, I forgot that was a pay-per-view, by the way. My number 2 is Ultimate X. I love, again, early NWA TNA. And those ones with Michael Shane, Chris Sabian, and Frankie Kazarian. Just phenomenal work those 3 young cats do with that crazy-ass match type with X hanging down. And the acrobatic bullshit that they do is just phenomenally done.
Every time I think of Ultimate X, and he just recently retold it on CVV, is AJ telling the story of the year that Rhino won, and originally they wanted AJ to take a gore off of
the Elevation X.
Yeah, and he was like, and Rhino was terrified of heights, so he's like, no, we'll just do this where I fall, so Rhino doesn't really have to do much.
They kept booking Rhino in these Elevation X matches, which are like the scaffold ones.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like, why do you keep because he did another one with James Storm and like the same thing. And James is also terrified of heights.
Yeah.
So they were saying, it's like, all right, what do we do with it? So they decided to set up like tables in order to like break the fall.
I mean, it's just like when they talk about, like, I didn't know this until a couple years ago, but like when they talk about all the high spots that Devon used to do, and Devon's terrified of heights.
Facts. It's always the one scared of heights that doing all the stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because Elix Skipper's the same way. He talks about him walking the cage, and it's like, then why choose to do that if you're afraid of heights, my guy?
Because when you mention Elix Skipper, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
That spot.
That walking.
There we go.
And the tag team Diamonds in the Rough.
And being a part of the WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was going to say Team Canada.
Hey.
I mean, he got gifted his first title by Lance Storm.
Yeah. Wasn't it the 100 kg and under or something?
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't the Cruiserweight title. It was the 100 kg and under title.
It was an under title because he wasn't Canadian, but he played for the CFL.
Yeah.
That makes anybody Canadian. So did The Rock, So The Rock's Canadian too.
So did Roman.
Yeah, So, we got a bunch of Team Canada guys going on here.
Chrissy, what is your number 2?
My number 2 is a dog collar match. I just love like the veracity behind it, the aesthetic of it, if it's done really, really well. I know that it was mentioned beforehand in a few examples, but my favorite one, honestly, is the MJF and Punk one from AEW. Just the still shots from that match alone, like aesthetically, it was so it's what you want out of a dog collar match, like that kind of just gruesome reality behind it. And just, man, Punk and MJF sold the faces, the reactions so well in that match that it made me invested in MJF, and now I'm a huge fan. And that's what a good gimmick match can do for you if it's done well. And a dog collar match, when it's really, really good, it's amazing. And that match in particular, like, will always stick out in my head.
Yeah. Pat, what is your number 2?
It's a blindfold match. No, I'm just kidding.
I was this close to leaving my own show.
No, just kidding.
No, I was like, yes, finally, someone knows what art is.
He's like, he's like, finally, someone that knows ball.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, come on, all these regular type of matches. I want to see like where everyone's allegiance lie.
For me, it's a traditional Survivor Series elimination match. I love a good, solid elimination, like a team up elimination match. I think it plays so much to such a good story that so many different players with different wrestling styles and everything can go against each other. When it was brand warfare, it was fine. You didn't get as great spots except when they did WWE versus or SmackDown versus Raw versus NXT, which slowly creeping up on, at least in my opinion, one of, if not the greatest Survivor Series match of all time. Shout out Keith Lee.
Yo, Keith Lee was a base in the match.
Mhm.
That match was so good. Yeah, that Spirit Bomb on Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Team DX versus
Rated
I don't remember
RKO.
Rated RKO. Yeah,
Yeah.
with
Yes.
Mike Knox with the super kick. He's like,
Who's that?
who was that? It's like, it was Mike Knox. He's like, but
You
was
get-
it part of the match? They're like, yeah. He's like, so we're doing good. Okay, cool.
And the Melina arm around.
Yeah, he slides out and puts his arm around Melina, which
And
they
then he-
redid with Seth and Rhea
Yeah,
just
Mhm.
recently.
yeah.
You also
yeah.
get Triple H and Kofi's
Oh, yeah.
Aren't You Jamaican?
Yeah. Aren't you Jamaican? What happened to your exit?
Oh, that was the bragging rights one. Yeah.
Yeah, which also, if you rewatch that clip again, you can see Cody have to turn away because
Yeah.
he's laughing.
Yeah.
The great Team Austin versus Team Bischoff with Shawn Michaels running the gamut and getting his ass kicked and still almost making it. And then at the end, Austin getting in the ring and you can just see Shawn covered in blood, telling him, I'm sorry, like I tried. And yeah, man, I love an elimination style match in general, but just when it's Survivor Series, as much as I am a fan of War Games and what it's brought to, I like a good traditional Survivor Series elimination match. It's just a good match style for me. And I will, more times than not, if I'm just in a wrestling mood and there's not actual wrestling on TV, if I'm going to go look for something, especially because there are so many players involved that it's a longer match, so I don't have to sit there like flipping through channels. I'll go and rewatch. So I'll just pick a random Survivor Series and go and check it out. So that's my number 2.
Richie, what is your number 2?
Shout out to Team Cena versus the Authority too. The only good thing the Authority was a part of.
Don't remind me.
I'm
Richie.
sorry,
Jesus.
it was 3.5 hours. But let's see. Number 2 for me is War Games. I just like the concept of 2 rings. You got the cage involved. No, the newer War Games, you have like, the weapons and everything. But honestly, it's like they're not really that necessary. But the NXT War Games were really fun. I think the WCW ones also were pretty fun. And even like the modern day ones, very fun. I just like the concept of you got 2 teams and you got to decide on what's going on. Even like the TNA ones, the Lethal Lockdown ones, I really enjoyed with just 1 ring. Just a lot of creativity. There's a lot of like different ways how it's like why these teams are formed, who are we going up against. And I just remember distinctly the Judgment Day versus like Cody, Sammy, Jay, and I think it was Randy and Rollins or something.
Yeah.
And I just remember that distinctly because it was like 5 or 6 straight months of Judgment Day main events. And I'm just like, and we got to the point where it was like September, and I forgot who I was talking to. I'm just like, they're gonna stretch this out to War Games. We're not gonna be done. We're not gonna be done. And now we're a couple of years later, and the vision's here. I'm like, oh, we're not gonna be done. we're not gonna be done. just get all these facts, and then the bloodline was happening. Oh, we're not gonna be done. We're not gonna be done. Stop. But it's like when we get to the Survivor Series, like that's when the fun really begins, because that's when things start to progress. Because with Survivor Series and War Games, that's when they're building up towards a big story, whether it's the world champion or just the main story in general. So again, War Games just really fun.
What is your number one, Richie?
All right, so I'm not sure if this is a cheat, but technically it is a match type. It's 3 stages of hell.
That counts. Yeah, that counts.
Yeah, so 3 stages of hell is pretty much 2 out of 3 falls, but each fall is a designated matchup.
Yeah.
So if you want to go old school, or like I guess now technically it's old school, the Triple H and Austin one, where it was first match was a singles match, second match is a street fight, and the third match, if necessary, was the steel cage. So it's like it's a really, like, done correctly, it could be really fun and a lot of chaos. And I think that's like the ultimate test of, like, these guys hate each other. They're willing to go through all these different matchups in order to prove who's the best. And I think that's a really cool stipulation that should be used a lot, like more frequently a little bit, but because it hasn't been used enough, that's why it's so special in my eyes. And they did do Cena versus Ryback. We don't need to talk about that one, but I think that was the last one because why not?
Touche.
It's my number one. I get to talk about what I want to talk about.
Sorry, Ryback's names gives me
the Ryback, and all you need to do is talk about Panera, and then he'll like go like in a corner somewhere. But there was also Triple H and Randy Orton, where it was like it was like a singles match, last man standing, and then stretcher. Just like, as long as you pick the right stipulations, it tells like a good story throughout the whole thing. But yeah, the Austin Triple H one is probably the best one.
Pat, what is your number one?
My number one is the Rumble. I love the Rumble. It is my favorite match, period. I could tune out and not watch wrestling for the entire year, but I will always tune back in to watch the Rumble. Just from everything from, with a tear in my eye, to the hardcore spot in 02, to Drew Carey, to the final basically the preview to the HBK Undertaker duology that we got at the end of the Rumble. I love the kip up, sit up spot. I love the Rumble because, while not so much now, you still occasionally get it, just the little pockets and niches of things, like the however many year run it was of Kofi doing something, like stuff like that. One of my favorite random moments from the Rumble is, I don't remember what year it is, but Gilbert enters the Rumble and he gets in the ring and he gets on the ropes and he goes, ah, and Edge just comes up from behind him and pushes him and he tumbles out. And you just see Edge just go,
that was
what?
That was 99.
Yeah,
that was 99.
When Austin got attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From to that to Mick Foley returning and eliminating himself in Orton. The half a second that everybody believed that Santino was going to eliminate Del Rio and win, and then dreams were dashed. Me and Richie have talked about this one at nauseam. The terrible Roman one when Rusev steals a monitor and declares himself television champion. The Heath Slater spot where he gets beat down by everybody except Kofi, or except Big E, who shoves pancakes that were in his singlet in his face.
And then he'll eliminate Sheamus in a second.
on Sheamus's birthday.
Yeah. As the commentary kept saying, that's Sheamus's birthday. I was like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything about the Rumble to me is a lot of fun. And that's what I love. That's what I want my wrestling to be. I want my wrestling to be fun. I mean, again, I had WLC and the Invisible Man versus the Invisible Stan on my list. I just like to have fun with wrestling. I like my wrestling to have a good time. And I always, usually more times than not, enjoy and have a good time during the Rumble. There have been some bad ones. Roman and them weren't great, but we get good things. Good things happen in Rumbles. There's at least every Rumble has for me at least one spot where I'm like, I'm either excited or I'm laughing or some combination of the two things. And yeah, I love the Rumble. So that's my favorite gimmick match. Rest in peace, Pat Patterson. You're a legend.
Chrissy, what is your number one?
We really gotta ask.
Well, that's part of the show, so yes.
We're best friends for a reason, MJ.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Rumble. It's the Rumble. Fucking hate it here.
I didn't put two together. I just thought she was being sarcastic.
Let's see. See, Chrissy says, I hate it here. Let's see what you texted me today. Richie, we're working together tonight. Heart emojis with the face around it. Oh,
with the face around.
Yeah. Oh, well, we hate it here. Okay, I see how it is.
You pulled up our personal life, Richie. That's a lot.
Thank you, Richie.
You're welcome.
But yeah, like
I have receipts.
My God, the men in my life, Jesus Christ.
You're welcome.
My favorite, like everyone has favorite wrestling moments, and almost always everyone's gonna have a favorite Royal Rumble moment. Like some people may not like a dog collar match, or fucking like Viagra on a pole match, or like things like that. But 99
the Vince Russo.
I mean, he did do Judy Bagwell on a forklift.
That is also true.
No, apparently you can't hug people backstage anymore, according to Vince Russo. Apparently that means you're soft.
God, he doesn't
You can't hug people, bro. It seems inappropriate.
Bro, here's the thing about hugging, bro. It's not manly. It doesn't give a good indication of where the business is going. Back when I was writing, I had Bret Hart, I had Steve Austin, and they would never hug each other, bro.
Oh my God. So under that
great.
tweet, there's like 100 different pictures of Vince McMahon hugging Steve Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
Bro, don't you know what AI is? That's all fake. I didn't go to wrestling because it was easy. I did it because I could make money.
I won the WCW championship.
They're all props, bro. Props.
I hate that your guys, both y'all's Vince Russo's impersonations are that.
Well, he's from my area, so I better.
Richie's definitely better than mine, but yeah. And Hulk Hogan, you could go to hell, you son of that. What?
That was the Bash at the Beach.
The Bash at the Beach promo.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The Dark Side of the Ring is the funniest one because it's the most petty one, and it's like not dark at all.
No.
But they still covered it anyway, which I love so much.
Yeah. Oh my God. But Chrissy, yeah, you love the Royal Rumble, huh?
But yeah, super love the Royal Rumble. I don't know, man. It's just like some of the best victory moments in wrestling comes from the Royal Rumble. Like, I'm so sorry. This may not be on everyone's list. I don't care. When Asuka won in 2018, I lost all of my mind, whatever was left. It was so overdue for her to immediately get overshadowed by Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Like she didn't leave the ring and they already automatically sent someone out there. But we ball, I guess. We keep it pushing. We keep moving on. Shinsuke winning was great. Ray winning in 2006 was amazing. HBK winning twice. Austin winning 3 times. Like, these are all, regular statistics. But at the end of the day, as fans, on average, everyone has a favorite Royal Rumble moment. When in comparison to the other gimmick matches, it may not always be the case. But it's always a favorite Royal Rumble moment.
Favorite moment is when Roman looked really strong, brother.
My favorite one is when Bad Bunny came out.
I remember when Asuka won and they brought out Ronda. I was with a friend of mine who was an avid wrestling fan, but not like he was more of a casual, but he still like knew everything that was going on. And I remember because it was almost too perfect. We were sitting watching it and he was sitting on the couch next to me, and he had a hoodie on with his hood up, and Ronda started walking out, and he goes, "She doesn't even go here." I fell out laughing.
So my friend and I, when we watch Rumbles, we have a running joke where it's like, you know how entrance music is nowadays, where it's like there's like a sound effect and then somebody comes out. So it's either Drew McIntyre's shing or we go A-Town down. and like one of them was like, I'm like A-Town down, and then it actually happened. I was like, oh, cool, there he is.
We can thank Def Rebel.
Oh, shout out to Deafy Rebel.
Oh God.
Ooh, gross. My number one is War Games.
We're all there. We're all close.
Yeah. Whether it's the old school Four Horsemen versus Baby Faces, or the NXT Undisputed Era dominating.
Yeah, let's see. Undisputed Era.
Yeah, era. Yes, I did do that. But I also am a big fan of like when independent wrestling companies do War Games matches. Like there's a phenomenal MLW one in 03. The Extreme Horsemen, which is Steve Corino, Justin Poacco, aka Justin Credible, Barry Windham, and C.W. Anderson and Simon Diamond versus Sandman, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, Sabu, and Terry Funk.
I feel like I just hit like the 2K random generator, and I'm like, yo, this is gonna cook.
Yeah. It's
shout out to Steve Corino. He just appeared in the DIY Glorious Bomb video a couple days ago.
Everyone does,
I fucking love Steve Corino.
What's your favorite Glorious Bomb video? Mine is definitely I have two. One of them's like the No Way Jose one with the face.
Yes.
And then he just like goes away. The other one is like when they're like in a dark hotel room and Bobby
That's my
Roode is trying to sleep, and he's like so angry, and then he's like.
That one, the random one where they're obviously in catering and like Johnny Gargano's like eating a giant piece of broccoli. He just walks by and he has a cup of coffee. I love the Glorious Bomb. That was one of my favorite things during that era.
It was from a simpler time.
You know why that started, right?
I do not.
So the Cruiserweight Classic was happening around the same time, and before the show they would play music over the PA. So they thought the Glorious music was meant for them. Like the Cruiserweights thought it was meant for them. But when it was Bobby, but originally it was supposed to be for Shinsuke.
It was supposed to be for Shinsuke. I knew that.
Yeah, but it's like Johnny and Tommaso thought like Glorious was going to be the Cruiserweight Classic theme.
Yeah, that being for Shinsuke would not. No. I'm so sorry, especially with how heavily he was involved in making his own theme song. And how drastically different they sound. That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, ladies
oh no, you're good. I was just gonna say like that. And me and Chrissy had talked about this before. Black and Gold NXT.
Phenomenal.
It changed the landscape of wrestling so freaking much. And there are so many like little small things that I completely not until I see a clip of something that I'm reminded of it, that I'm just like, oh yeah, how did I forget? And Black and Gold was great. Like I'll never forget the debut of Samoa Joe in NXT. I would watch NXT, but I wasn't like super following it. So it was at a takeover, and I was like, I'll catch it another night. Like, it'll be fine. And my friend Caleb, who's a big wrestling fan, lives out in Georgia, texted me. He's like, Samoa Joe's in a WWE ring. And I flew to my TV. I was like, holy shit. It doesn't get any better than this. Like, it's never going to get any better. And I thought he was going to kill Kevin Owens that night, and then Kevin Owens ran away. Oh, God. Black and Gold NXT is great. Wrestling is great, guys. Watch wrestling.
Wrestling is great. Well, thank y'all for everyone who's watching or is going to watch. Thank you three for joining me on this episode of Learning the Ropes. It was great, as always, to have you three here. Chrissy, you start with plugging your shit.
All right, babies. My name is Christytina across all social media platforms. Please just keep an eye out. Your girl's been not recording because creative block is real and valid. But working with these nerds kind of made me miss doing this. So I'm going to be back a lot sooner than I thought. And yeah, just keep an eye out for the channel. Keep an eye out for the podcast. And I'm super glad to be back.
Pat.
What's up, everybody? I'm Patrick, aka Pat the Wise Man. You can follow me on TikTok at Pat the Wise Man with an underscore in between each word. I make wrestling content as well as calling out people on their dumb shit. And I get a lot of enjoyment out of that. I'm working with this one on a pod. And yeah. I would say that there are more exciting things to come, but I don't really know. So if there is, tune in. If there's not sorry.
Richie.
At Retold Richie Mars on TikTok and IG. At Retold Richie on X. I occasionally tweet, watch the shows. Not really. I got my tweet on Dynamite, so I'm fine for a while. I do Wrestling Retold and Relive with Richie Mars. Haven't posted a podcast in a while, but you never know. Inspiration always takes its mark some way. But I post on TikTok every day about the current state of wrestling, some current wrestling news. And for some reason, people just like they don't like this. They don't like how I tilt my head or smile. I don't know why. But again, it's just chilling, talking about wrestling. And yeah, we're on the road to 18K, so hopefully we get there very soon.
We still need to do our Lucha Underground episode, Richie.
That is true. Yeah, so anytime.
Yeah, we are also old as Tony Storm Mariah May episode, Richie.
Yep.
Yeah,
Who
and
cares?
yeah. Well, I heard Mariah May. She's not the thing anymore. Big Blake Monroe fan, though.
Oh yeah, we love Blake over here in this house.
Yeah. I mean, Blake Monroe is pretty good. I mean, but I will say I'm a big fan of the new AEW Women's Champion, Chris Statlander. She's
Oh
great.
she's Long Island, man. Long Island, great.
You just wipe my tears really
Who'd
quick
you
there.
pin for that title too? By the way,
No, this Courtney Love wannabe. I can't remember.
I
her
know
name
it's
exactly.
so
That's
difficult.
hilarious.
who got you that card? By the way, Chrissy.
Pretty solid dude. I think his name was like Dick or something.
Yeah, not always.
I heard you got a pretty cool action figure of that person too.
My gosh.
Well, I am MJ Duplessis. Catch me here every Monday night as I live Netflix and Raw with Pro Wrestling Wizard Doug and Ricky Queen Michaela. You can also catch me on the Survivor Show with Dad Hat Wrestling as I become a Survivor fan, which I never thought was going to happen.
Just wait till you get to Cagayan. That's when I'm gonna crash the party.
Oh my god.
And then, Learning the Ropes every other Thursday. And I've got some things in the works. So thank y'all for joining us. We will see you guys in 2 weeks.